This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines. If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. It's a place I've been coming to for, close to 50 years. Damn. Wow, my head's cut off here. You gotta adjust that there, bro. Although they get to see the shirt I'm actually wearing today, so that's actually good. We got a little romantics on tonight. That's it. What I like about you. It's what it is, baby. It's what it's all about. We will fix the camera. Not that you really need to see the rest of my face. I mean, really, actually, the best thing would be not to see me anymore. But, let's see. A little bit more. Right there. Right there. You're good. You are good. You are good. Oh, and then I can pop this way, I bet. And then that'll center me even more. There we go. There we go. Good afternoon, boys and girls all over the world. Those of you that are tuning in live or wherever you're downloading the show. Always love that. You know what I'm always interested in? And only the people that do this right now can actually answer this. Not you all live because you're doing it. But I'm wondering how many of you actually listen to the show. You download the show, okay? Because obviously if you're downloading segments, you're not going to hear me do this right now. You're gonna go to your segment. Oh, I just want to hear Omar Kelly. Oh, I just want to hear him rant about the Heat. Oh, I just want to hear him rip this guy or whatever, and Sean may have put up something that I ripped somebody or something like that. And so I'm just wondering, like, how many of you actually take the time to listen to the show so you can listen to all the things that go on throughout the show, good or bad, funny or not funny or whatever, because it's if you just listen to segments, then yeah, you're obviously we love it. But if you listen to the whole show, you kind of know all the ins and outs and you know a lot about Sean, you know a lot about myself and personally and things like that. So if you do that, send it to me on, Reddit or Twitter or Instagram, wherever it is that you contact and communicate with us, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. I get it from all areas. So just, over the next couple of days, those of you that listen to the show recorded, drop me a line and tell me about it because I'm always interested in that. Nobody wants to hear from Omar Kelly. Okay, well, a lot of people don't want to hear from me either. So, that's how it goes. You can't be happy in life all the time. It's when you did something wrong, you didn't want to hear from your parents either, and you were going to still hear from it. So that's how it goes. We are in a good mood, of course. I don't know if you know this. Bitcoin's approaching 19,000, so it's been hovering around 16.7, 17, 17.1 for a while now, right? And so I don't know, core inflation. I don't know if you didn't follow that either, right? It was at 7.1% today. It fell to 6.5. So it fell just over half a point, which is an enormous dip overall. So that should help, obviously, stocks and crypto. And Bitcoin is climbing, baby. Absolutely climbing. It's at 18,900 right now. It's up almost 8%. Ethereum is up over 6%, over 1,400. Ethereum was in the 1,100 to low 200 range for a while, and now it's over 1,400. ADA's up 4%. Gala is up 10%. Cosmos is up 7%. Avalanche, I'm a big Avalanche guy also, up 5%. So there's a lot of things that are riding right now. I'm a huge Immutable X guy. That's up nearly 12%. Disney has their metaverse on Immutable X. Okay. that alone for me put me over the top. Not all the other partnerships that Immutable X has, but Disney. Can you imagine what Disney's metaverse, when it takes off, what it's going to bring in? You think there'll be some kids involved in the metaverse and Disney all over the world? Well, Immutable X, IMX, is obviously the blockchain that they're going to put it on. Of course, crypto's fake here. It's not real. It's not really, Amazon's parting up with Avalanche, and none of this is real. Of course, those people will tell you it's like so stupid. Hundreds and hundreds of banks have gone under. They've paid hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in fines. It's the same thing that happened in crypto. You had a couple of exchanges and DeFis that they went down. They did not do the right things, and a lot of people paid the price. But that's the difference. There's nothing wrong with the money. Well, actually, the way that the government handles it, yes, but it's the bank. It's the investment firms. Those are the things you have to be careful of. And you try to separate church and state and try to explain to people, but they don't get it. And they think, oh, crypto's bad. No. Crypto is what's coming, dude. Whether you like it or not, you will have to deal with it. You will have to pay your bills through it. You will have to go through it for your enjoyment. And soon, when your kids are on the Disney metaverse, and then you're paying all that money and they're banking it in, and then you heard my ass tell you, hey, Immutable X, it's whatever. So it is what it is, but I'm in a really good mood. I'm hoping, what do you think? What are the chances that Bitcoin hits 19,000 before we get off the air today at 6 o'clock? It's at 18,877. We need $123 right now to get over the top. And 123 in crypto, in Bitcoin, is a joke. In Bitcoin, I mean, it's already moved. It was at 18 this morning, and it's nearly 19. So it's moved up. It's moved almost $800 today. It moved 1,000 yesterday. So 100. What's the chances? From 1 to 100, what do you think? By 6 o'clock, do we go over 19,000? 75%. What say you on the chat board right now? By 6 p.m., will Bitcoin go over 19,000? What's the percentage for all of you out there? Disney's about to buy WWE, says Tua Time. Is that true? God, don't sell it to the Saudis, dude.
It's going to go, like I said, if they want to keep it going, I'm trying to find the whole in and out of the story, but somebody just leaked it to somebody that knowing that they would put out that the Saudis were buying it, I think, just to see what the
market,
what it would feel like, and then also to boost up some of the other bids and make people bid quicker.
God, it's such a great product.
Because the three that I heard,
and I'm not a wrestling guy, but I'm not stupid either.
Yeah, because I heard Comcast, NBC Universal. I've heard ESPN, Disney, however you want to look at it.
How do you not buy a thing that prints money?
Well, the thing that's weird to me, and again, I don't know how this works because I don't understand the business side of it. NBC Universal owns Peacock. Peacock owns the WWE library right now.
Okay.
So if you buy WWE, you're not getting the library unless you're NBC Universal.
Right.
So you're just buying.
From there on, you're making your own library.
You're going to have to, that, or once the library comes up, then it becomes, I believe, back to the intellectual property. But they sold the rights to Peacock to stream the WWE network.
So they have all the old matches.
They have WCW, ECW,
so you
everything,
can go back
everything
and watch
that
all
is,
of that on the platform.
Yep,
well, that's
on
cool
that
for you
WWE,
guys.
on Peacock and stuff.
That's cool for you guys.
So that's why it makes sense to me for NBC Universal to be, again, it was Comcast, NBC Universal, Disney, and then Saudis were the dark horses just because they can throw money.
Right, yeah.
So it was kind of like.
I'll have a messy story. Talk about throwing money.
Well, the whole thing was, will it be a big FU from Vince McMahon to everybody else? Well, because he's like, I built it and I'm going to destroy it. But hey, I'm leaving with a whole bunch of money.
But that's,
that's Vince McMahon.
But that's stupid. You built it. Now you want it destroyed?
Remember,
wouldn't you want somebody to carry the legacy for you?
The board, his board of directors is the one that launched the investigation against him. Remember
No,
that.
I get that.
And his
I
daughter is
understand.
what became CEO of that.
I
And
get
his daughter
it.
stepped away. His stepson's head of creative. Supposedly, if it's sold, he wants to come back as head of creative, which would then cut the son-in-law out.
Wow.
So there's a lot. And again, all of this is fluid running stories. Nothing's been, WWE, of course, is not commenting on anything except they came out this morning and denied that they had sold to the Saudis.
Okay.
So that's pretty much where. And then they released a thing yesterday. Shane McMahon, who hasn't been with the company forever, if you start looking at some of the officers, he's what was he? He's some kind of liaison, and he's making $828,000 a year.
Wow.
As an independent contractor. I'm sorry. That's what
Okay.
$828,000 a year.
Okay.
So
I like it.
taking care.
Sel is asking me, will you be betting on the Finns with 13 points? Sir, I'm an investor. I like to buy high and sell low. No, I don't do that. I like to buy low, sell high. And so I got my 8.5 wins. I got my winning ticket with the Dolphins. I'm cashing out, bro. I'm not giving back any money. I'm not betting anything. I won on my Dolphins this year. I bet them over 8.5. They came in. I make my money, and I'm done. You gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them. And it is time to fold them. You don't bet on that game at all because they could easily lose by 13 points. Okay? They might keep it tight, and they might make it interesting. Not that they'll ever have a chance at winning this game, but they, maybe they lose by 10 or something, some miracle, but I don't think they're going to, this is just be happy they made it. Just enjoy it. Watch it. This is one of the things that I want to tell Dolphin fans today. Just enjoy the game. That's all you do with this playoff game. Just enjoy the game. Enjoy the fact that they got there with all those injuries. The injury list is long. That is current right now. The IR list is long. Unfortunately, without your number one quarterback, you really don't have a chance in this game. So appreciate the fact that they were able to fight through it. And that's all I wanted. In the last 2 weeks, I just said, Mike has to find a way to win one of these two games. Period. I don't care how you do it, but find a way to win the game. I don't need style points. I need you to just get in. I get it now. Listen, I'm a little bit more of a realist than most of you out there. A lot of you that are like killing the defense, they were so depleted, I didn't expect much from them. In fact, I thought they kind of maxed out what they are. But some of you have higher expectations. And I have friends of mine that are trying to set themselves up. Well, if we run the ball this much, and if we can get a couple of turnovers here, and we can, it's like you start to try to convince yourself of something, and don't do that. Because then you build yourself up to just tear yourself down. So just enjoy it like you would a preseason game. You don't care about the end result of a preseason game. You're just hoping that guys stay, healthy, and the guys that do play perform well, right? That's all. Let's hope that this is Skylar's best game of the year. Let's hope that the line can hold up. Let's see if Salvon Ahmed can make up a little bit for Mostert and help out Wilson. Let's see what Tyreek and Waddle can do in these situations. Will they use Gesicki a little bit more? Let's just have a little fun with it. And hopefully some of these guys make some plays, make us proud as Dolphins fans. But to put unrealistic expectations on a team that is so depleted at this point, it's just unreasonable. It's unrealistic, and it just is mental torture for yourself. And I don't know why you would do that. It doesn't make any sense. And is that the only reason you're going to watch? Because you convinced yourself that they have a shot? Then, that's kind of, you're a delusional fan. Just be a fan. Be appreciative that they were able to fight through it. And they were one of the teams that did get in the playoffs with all the problems that they had. Because there are other teams that probably didn't have nearly as many problems as them, and they didn't get in the playoffs. That says a lot, right? So let's just enjoy the moment, ride it out, Let's hope some of the guys that you're building on for the future. Let's hope Kader Kohu gets an interception from Josh Allen or something. You know, that's what you want to see. You want to see moments. You want to see some of the guys that you're building on have success so you can feel better for next season, because you do have a good offensive-minded coach. Okay, you got to tweak some things. You got to tweak the roster. Of course, you got to do those things. But just enjoy the game. That's what I would say to folks. Don't make it more than what it is. It's a really impossible task for our favorite team. Okay? Those of us that are Dolphins fans. But I'm hoping for the best, and I hope they put up a respectable performance, and that's all I can ask for. And if by some miracle of all miracles, Josh Allen gets injured in the first series and they bring in their backup and he's a disaster and it becomes a disaster of a game and they eke out a win and, great, whatever. Then we'll celebrate and we'll have some fun with that stupidity. But for now, just enjoy the moment and realize that it's still an accomplishment to get to the playoffs, considering how depleted and injured this team is, and they're without their number one quarterback. So that's the way I'll look at it. You can view it however you want and torture yourself if you want, but I'm going to enjoy the moment. Brett says, I feel bad for Javon Holland playing all in those numerous roles he's not familiar with to try to cover for the huge losses in our secondary, but he's a stud, man. He's a stud, Brett. This makes him a better player. This hopefully will make Mike McDaniel a better coach too, because there's a lot of adversity, and hopefully next year he has less adversity and he gets more breaks. So adversity is good, man. Adversity, strengthens you. It makes you better. It helps you as an individual grow. Even in the moments that don't look like you're going to grow from them, you will grow from them. It'll just happen later. There's seeds that are being planted. That's what happens in the face of adversity. It's a seed that's planted because it's an experience that you're going through. And then the next time you hopefully go through that experience, you know exactly how to approach it. And guess what? That seed has sprung. All of a sudden now, it is that tree. It is the flower. It has bloomed. It has blossomed because you got the knowledge. And, listen, Sean, you and I have gone through some adversities the last couple of years, right? It's made us way better, right, to approach what we're approaching now and doing it on our own. And there were things that, in my experiences from the last two stops that were disastrous, but there were things that we picked and choose from it that we added it to what we're doing now, and you learn. And from my first go around with the podcast, and then we took a 6-month break, and then we restarted again, from that first go around to this go around, there's a difference in the podcast, the way it looks, the way it's edited, the people that are on it, all that kind of stuff. We're traveling now, all these kind of things that weren't part of it. Now we're doing all those kind of things, that nobody else is doing in South Florida. You know what I'm saying? Everything in life is about growing. And so hopefully that's what this season is about. Let's hope that Tua finally learns that, dude, I cannot hold on to the football. I've got to get rid of the football. I've got to make my decision and move on quickly. I can't put myself at risk anymore. And hopefully that seed was planted this year. I mean, I don't know how much more proof he needs, to be quite honest with you. I'm a little disturbed that it's taken him this long to kind of figure it out, to be quite honest with you. I'm very disturbed with that. He should have learned a while ago. But all of these guys, and you and me and everything that we're going through, that's part of life. So adversity it sucks when you're going through it, but it hardens you once you're done. And it makes you better if you use the knowledge that you got from that adversity. That's what it's all about, man. 855-912-1056 on the Welt and Rayom text line. That's 855-912-1056 on the Welt and Rayom text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, your perspective on being a fan for this playoff game was desperately needed. Hell, if I was going to write a song about your message, I think I would call it What I Like About You." That's it. I love it. Thank you, Dougie. Appreciate it. Son of Liberty says, "We still have next season. I believe Tua will be healthy this time around. And if he uses his head, not as a blocking sled, but as for intelligence, he'll be fine. He'll have a great year. Let's go get that W Sunday, baby. Have faith," says Theme Park Point of Views. Herman says, "Sometimes you were all alone and did a great job. Since then, Big O." Thank you. Zach says, "Someone needs to tell Skyler, pick a guy and let it fly." Let's see. Brian says 100% correct, though. This playoff game may end up being painful, but hopefully Coach McDaniel and this team is better next year with the playoff experience. Amen. Mark D, yeah, I saw that yesterday. Jeff Beck, RIP, one of the all-time greats. Saw that. I'm with you there. By the way, look for those of you that are, little classic rockers, especially 80s, go and search Quiet Riot. They have a new song, and it is, I tweeted it out. Is it I'm on my own? Is it On My Own or On My Way? Let me make sure I give you the right thing here, man. Oh, wait a minute. I did it wrong. Where's it at? Here we go. It's I Can't Hold On. So they found a old track with Kevin Dubrow, by the way, that he wrote back in 2003, and then they produced it all. Rudy Sarzo, Frankie Banali, they're all in it also. So check it out if you're a Quiet Riot fan. It's on YouTube. You can check it out. It's actually a pretty good song, man. Pretty decent song. Here's something like from Kevin Dubrow that you've never heard if you're a Quiet Riot fan, like I am. It's actually pretty cool. I ran into that today. So the Jeff Beck thing reminds me if you're a little rocker like I am. Vegetav says, "I just want to see a team have some fight. This tells me McD hasn't lost them and can build for next year." By the way, there's been fight every week. He has not lost them. There's a lot of things to like about Mike McDaniel. Great personality. He communicates with players. He can handle today's players, I think, the right way. He's got a great offensive mind, okay? Did an excellent job of building an offensive staff, dude. Like, wow. Okay, now we'll see if he makes any changes on any of the other coaches that he inherited. And I understand what they did then. It's just a new coach. Don't make the job too hard for him where the entire team has to adjust to all new systems. Just change the offensive system because it desperately needed it. Leave continuity in the others. Now he'll have continuity on offense, and he'll choose to either keep continuity on defense or on special teams or change either or both. You know what I mean? So we'll find out. We'll find out. But, there's a lot of things to like about McDaniel. The only thing that I don't like with McDaniel is his game day coaching, and that is incredibly correctable. That's super easy to correct. Experience, planting seeds. A lot of seeds planted. Let's bring that conversation full circle. He made a lot of mistakes. He's got to know how to handle the challenges a lot better. He's got to know when to say when. Know when to hold them, when to fold them on the running game. Okay? So there's a lot of things to like about McDaniel. There's just one negative I find with him, and that's his game day coaching. He's got to get better. He is terrible at that, by the way. He's not even half decent or mediocre. He is bad, and he needs to make better decisions. You can't have a Mike Gesicki there all season long, and just because you have a system, he doesn't fit it, you don't play him. That doesn't make sense. Weapons are used, okay? That's what you got to do. So a lot of stuff to like about McDaniel. Just let's watch him grow into next season. That's all we really, really need right now. What do we got? Not yet. Not 19K yet for Bitcoin. Almost. Still 18.8. So those of you, I don't know what percentages you put out there. I'm going 100%. It's going to 19K by 6 o'clock. Okay. Big O, Cam Buddy Flores is interviewing. Oh, Cam's buddy Flores is interviewing with the Browns for DC today. He will be happy on the same team as his crush, Watson. That's it. It's awesome. The guy he forced out in Minka, he then takes a job to work with Minka. And then the alleged rapist that he wanted to be the quarterback of the Dolphins, he gets to now join him on the Browns. So that's a whole lot of fun. Can't wait for that. Is that newer Quiet Riot song heavy or a ballad? It's in the middle. It's not a total ballad. It's definitely not heavy. It's kind of like right in the middle, you know. But it sounds good. Just give it a listen. What 3.5 minutes of your life is not the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? Lisa says if I see any more posts about Tua needing to go and Rodgers, Brady, Carr, Jackson coming to Miami, I can't take it. This fan base is ridiculous. Well, but that's how it goes. Look. I can tell you what I can tell you, okay? This is what I'm going to tell you. There's a plan that's going to happen this offseason, and it includes Tua Tagovailoa. That's all I can tell you, okay? Tua's not retiring. He's not getting traded. He's not getting cut. They're going to get it done. They're going to turn the page. They're going to get him healthy, which I'm glad, not that they're listening to me, but not that they would ever listen to me, but they did the right thing in holding him out for this game. Doctors didn't clear him, but whatever happened behind the scenes, I don't care, dude. Okay? Because I know if you leave him up to Tua's going to play, dude. Tua would have played last week. Because he's out of his mind. You know what I mean? In a good way, by the way, Tua, just in case any of your family's watching. I don't mean it you're really crazy. I just mean you're too dedicated, too much to protect yourself. But he's not going anywhere. All right? So you can start talking Brady and you can start talking Rodgers and Lamar Jackson, and you can waste your time doing all of that. Okay? That's not going to be part of the plans in the offseason. All right? You can listen to whoever you want. You can read whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's really any insight on – I don't think you'll get any insight on the Dolphins at QAM. I don't think there's anybody to provide you any real insight on what's going on there. But we will tell you that there's a plan in place. Okay? They're turning the page with Tua, not without Tua. That's all I can tell you. Okay? Take it however you want. You know, complain whatever you want. And, you know, request whatever you want. Demand whatever you want. I'm telling you what's going to happen. So the quicker you turn the page, and I get it. Listen, there's a whole bunch of you out there that never believed in Tua anyways. So those are the people now that want to get rid of him. Those are the people that were wrong that he couldn't play. So they'll ride the injury stuff, right? And so I get it. He's always going to have that group of people. So that's never going to change. But if you're thinking about all these other crazy names, Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson and Tom Brady, you can forget about that. That's not the plan. The plan is Tua Tagovailoa will be your quarterback and the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins in the 2023 season. Bank on it. All right? I wonder if some of the concussion problems came about by Tua trying to fall differently and avoid body injury. Should some martial arts in the offseason? No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think he's a guy that should not be holding the ball for 4 or 5 seconds and opening himself up to extra hits that he doesn't need to take. If he gets rid of it in 3 seconds like normal, guess what? He never busts his hip. He never breaks any of his ankles. He never gets the concussion against the Bengals. He never gets the concussion against the Packers. Did you know that? They were all 4 and 5 seconds. One of them was 3.81, if I have to be correct. Everything else was 4 to 5.10 seconds. So you're always going to get hit. And he normally gets hit, on the regular passes. But you have less chances of getting injured. Can it happen? Of course, Jesse Davis can blow a complete block and let you get your fractured ribs. That can happen to any quarterback. Okay? And it happens to quarterbacks all the time. Jimmy Garoppolo gets injured like it's going out of style. He misses more games than Tua Tagovailoa. He misses twice as many games as Tua Tagovailoa misses. It's up to him, man. It's really up to him to really just figure this out. By the way, the Bills are favored by 13. The over and under is 43.5. Bills are minus 900 on the money line. The Dolphins are plus 625. So if you just put $100 on the Dolphins, you will win $625 if they win. What do you think Vegas thinks about that game? Huh? Damn. Oh, we do? We have a super chat. I'm sorry. What we got here, Kevin Beal, thank you, sir, for the love in the super chat. Sorry to be Mr. Negative, but Skyler will be 26 in a few. How much better can he be? LOL. Also, Big O, would you take Sherfield or Landon back next year? I like Sherfield. I may have to let go of Craycraft because I have to elevate Eric Ezukanma eventually, right? So one of those two cannot come back. If we're really going to, because Ezukanma has to now get that elevation for next season. I'm kind of excited for him as to watch him grow a little bit. Landon Roberts, if I can get myself a really athletic middle linebacker, then I can use a Landon Roberts in short yardage situations. And I don't have to put him out on first down. I don't have to put him out on 3rd and long. I can use him on 4th and short. I can use him on blitzing downs where, he's a 2-down linebacker. So I would bring him back, but as a specialist. If I have to bring him back as an every down linebacker, then I'm not doing a good enough job of getting linebackers. And it's no slight on Landon. It's just that he does have obvious limitations. And this team cannot constantly get caught up in those constant limitations. Now it's 3rd and short, it's 4th and short, it's 2nd and 1 or something like that. Then I can send the Landon Roberts in and take somebody else out. And I need that thumper in there, and he'll knock you out. And I love that about Landon Roberts. And he can rush the passer. And I like that about Landon Roberts, but I don't want him in space. Oh my God, I don't want him in space. Did I tell you I don't want him in space? I don't want him in space. And so that's kind of the way I look at it. You know what I mean? And listen, every offseason, you're not able to solve all your issues. And this is one that's a big issue for them. They've got to get themselves a stud middle linebacker. And Channing Tindall better grow like Ezukanma into their positions next year. And listen, lots of young players struggle their first year. As for Skyler, I've already made my determination on Skyler. Okay? Maybe he can grow down the line. They don't have time for this. Skyler's not good enough to be your backup quarterback next year. So, Skyler's a guy you can probably hide on the practice squad now after everybody watch him play. If I told you, if I can get and draft another quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd rounds that I like, that has ability, then that's the guy. I'm taking that guy to back up Tua with another veteran. And those will be my 3 guys. I'll have a veteran to back up Tua, and my 3rd guy will be the kid that I draft. And I don't know who it is, but I gotta go do my homework. I haven't done my homework yet. I need to find out about all the guys coming out of the draft. And we'll see a bunch of them over at the Senior Bowl. Hopefully I'll get to talk to some of them. And I know I'm going to be able to talk to a lot of scouts and coaches and all kinds of things. And we'll unearth all kinds of NFL nuggets. I promise you that. That is definitely going to happen. I can tell you that. Trade Cedric Wilson if you can and keep River Craycraft and Sherfield. They are cheaper and more productive. I think they're going to try to trade Cedric because they don't need him anymore because of the whole Tyreek deal. And I don't blame them with Cedric, man. I feel bad for Cedric, actually, because he was under the radar in Dallas with a whole bunch of guys in front of him, and he showed a lot of ability. Then he was signed here where he and Waddle were going to be the 1 and 2. So all of a sudden he was going to get that opportunity he didn't get in Dallas. Then Tyreek Hill becomes available, and what do you do? So I totally understand. And I think Cedric Wilson's a good player. It's just he's stuck in a terrible position now. Let's see. Roberts is not only good in short yardage situation, but he's also a leader of the defense, which is why he's captain. Yeah, no, I like him, but he's still limited. He's still a 2-down linebacker. That part, we cannot sidestep that part. So you've got to get more athleticism in there and then use him to his strengths and don't expose him to his weaknesses, because then that puts your team in a real disadvantage. True Fan says, I'm convinced Dan Marino is the Big O source. You sneaky little devil, Orlando. I envy you. LOL. Yeah, me and Dan, we're always shooting it up. We're talking, Yeah, exactly. He's right here. 13 is right here waiting for me. During the breaks, I just go hang out with 13 here at Hialeah Park. And he comes out here because, he comes under radar. He's got a baseball hat on. He's got a Marlins hat on, so nobody notices him. That's the funny part.
Nobody's looking for that Marlins cap.
Yep, nobody's looking for that Marlins cap. Not even Miguel Cabrera is looking for that. No, it's not Miguel. Miguel Rojas, I'm sorry. Miguel Rojas is not looking for that Marlins cap. He's looking for that Dodgers cap.
At least they did him right.
Yeah, no, sending him back to the team where he originated from.
And probably, again.
I know he's happy, bro.
Yeah.
Great lock, by the way, Dodger fans. You got yourself a great locker room guy. All right. Miguel Rojas, for those of you who don't know, was traded to the Dodgers yesterday. I'm really happy for him. I got to be honest, because he has been a class act for this team. He tolerated all the crap that he's played with. He always played hard. A leader in that locker room. Now the Dodgers get a great clubhouse guy. I don't know if he's even going to start. He probably is going to be like a key bench guy. I kind of get that feeling. I got to look at the Dodgers lineup. I'm not exactly sure what they lost and what they kept. Not sure of that, but he can play a couple of positions and he can DH. So there's a lot of things that he can do to help you out. And then again, just a sensational human being, right? We all saw it all the time. I'm happy for him because he now gets to go to a franchise that actually is trying to win and cares about winning. To be stuck with the Marlins is just sad. I'm sorry. What do you got there? What's the word? What's the word?
The Dodgers lost Trey Turner, which was
yes,
shortstop,
they did.
right?
Yes, they did.
So that's who Miguel Rojas is going to replace.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, they have a couple guys already that they were talking about getting moved up, but I'm guessing Miguel Rojas will at least compete with those guys.
Or be the warming the seat up until those guys are ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? By the way, he's going to have a great year in that lineup.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely.
Because they'll pitch to him.
Yeah. I'm looking at hold on a minute. Where's that?
Awesome. Miggy's actually going to be a pretty decent fantasy baseball pickup this year for your bench.
All right, so it's going to be Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Chris Taylor. Gavin Lux is who they had slated right now at shortstop, batting 6th. Then you have Trace Thompson, Miguel Vargas, and then Jose Altman. Or James Altman, sorry.
They're loaded, bro. They're so loaded. It's not even crazy.
God, if they would have gotten,
Huh?
what they weren't in the thing for Judge, right? It wasn't the Dodgers, right? It was
No, Judge, no. It's the Giants.
Giants. Okay.
Yeah. Ayla's Obstacles says, Big O, the Dolphins are too dumb to draft a QB. Their track record says so. They never have the foresight to draft one. That's why they stick in the QB mess. I'm sorry. Didn't they draft one last year? You're talking about the wrong Dolphins, bro. You keep living in the past. It's not the same kind of Dolphins anymore. They did draft a quarterback. They had Tua, and they still drafted a quarterback in the 7th round that they like. So I disagree with you. They would draft another quarterback. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you that they are, okay? Because maybe they like Skyler so much that they'll keep him as the 3rd, and then they'll go get a veteran to back up Tua, like a Andy Dalton that we've talked about or something like that. Because that's what you're going to get to really back up Tua. You're not going to get a real starter. No starter is going to sit there waiting for their chance. So, it's not one of those deals. I disagree with you. So I think there's a chance that they could draft a quarterback. Funny how ESPN is reporting that Tua had 4 concussions this season, and that's why he shouldn't play, even if he's cleared medically. I didn't see that. Who reported 4 concussions? I didn't see that at all. I'd love to see that official report from ESPN, sir. Somebody please send me that, because I think that's a lie. I think you just got something from somebody else that told you, and whatever, and you just passed it on. Because I don't think ESPN, it would be kind of stupid for them to say something that is not on record. You know what I'm saying? As a talk show host, maybe somebody can say that. Oh, well, hey, I think he had it here, and there. But ESPN reporting that he had 4 concussions, yeah, Thomas, I think you're one of those Facebook fat guys. So, anything there on the ESPN? Right.
We talked about
Right.
it's the
What?
I'm trying to go through the artists. Tua Tagovailoa's breakout season in Miami plagued by head trauma.
Right. Okay.
And then it went in. There was another article I was trying to get to that was talking about his concussions. But right here it does. Why Dolphins QB Tua must now face questions about concussions and his future. But I didn't see anything about
4 concussions.
It says, and the actual thing here, it says, while sustaining 3 concerning blows to the head, including 2 confirmed concussions. And Marcel Louis Jacques is one of the attributors to the article.
So we officially know now that Thomas Burt is typical lazy American that reads the headline in an article but doesn't read the article, that reads a tweet from somebody else but really doesn't look it up, that sees a Facebook post and believes anything that it says and just passes it on as fact. So now you know that Thomas Burt is the guy you never listen to and you never take his word for anything because he's too lazy to actually look up for the facts. Big O, what do you think about Tremaine Edmonds? I would like for the Dolphins to get after him, but I'm sure they will have the space. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. They will have the money. You can make the money. What they don't have flexibility on, they don't have a lot of trade, capital. That's their problem. True Fin Fan 78 is Marino is there on my way. LOL. Thank you for the super chat. Man of 1,005 holes on the super chat. Want to apologize for wanting Tua to play. I'm confident in his talents and hope he learns to get rid of the ball faster. Get healthy, everyone. There you go. So man of 1,005 holes backed off from that. Victor Huertas. It was on Keyshawn and Jay, Will, and Max's show yesterday morning. No, you guys said a report. No, that's that talking head is not a report, my brother. Okay, that's not a report. Gary R says ESPN did report that Tua has missed 4 games due to concussion, and people misunderstood it to mean he had 4 concussions. So either way, either our guy can't read, or he is too lazy to actually check the facts. That's all. You know what I mean? Either way, it's Not a good look for our guy. Okay? Either way, what's his name again? Where is it? I always forget your names right away. Thomas Burt. The guy with two first names. Oh, it's a guy with two first names? Yeah, well, Max Kellerman's mouth doesn't mean it's a report. Okay? All right? And by the way, you're listening to Keyshawn Johnson. Really? Really? Yeah. Cap for Life says, bro, it's not an article, Orlando. Cap for Life, you don't listen? The idiot said it was a report. ESPN reported. You understand that, Cap for Life? Are you paying attention to me? Are you listening? Or are you like Thomas Burt, that you're not paying attention? Are you listening? He said ESPN reported. Not some jackass on ESPN said he had 4 concussions. That's how you're supposed to say it. Some jackass on ESPN said he had 4 concussions. That's how you're supposed to say it, not a report. Of course, the guy with 2 first names. That explains it. I'm telling you, these people with two first fake names, of course. Because most of you have fake names. I mean, come on. Most of you really don't, that's why you're really brave and you talk all you talk and all that. You don't have your real name, your real face out there. It takes a lot more balls to actually do what I do, not what you do. You know what I'm saying? When you hide behind a fake name and a fake profile and some kind of fake account. Bro, don't get butt hurt with me trying to tell you. No, I'm butt hurt with you because I told you that it was a report, he said. So that's it. Pay attention. Don't defend something that's wrong. Okay? Some jackass on ESPN doesn't make it a report. What about Trubisky? Is Tua the starter next year? Did you just tune in right now? That gaming dude? Did you just tune in right now? Yeah, you may want to rewind and you'll find out what's going on actually at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Let's see, Alex. So what you're saying, Big O, is we're about to beef up this O-line, establishing a run game. Yes. Oh, yeah. This offseason, I would imagine that the run game, the O-line, will definitely be approached again, one way or another, with another player in there. And I would not be surprised if there's a running back in the mix. Yes. They need a power running back that has some speed. So they're going to try to find, I think, a guy with size and some juke to him. You know what I'm saying? Not a grinder. I think a little bit more lighter on the feet. So you could start looking at running backs too in this draft. I don't know if in free agency what's going to be available. I'd have to look it up and wait. We got to wait and see what's available first of all. Who's going to stay on their teams? Who's getting re-signed? Who's getting tagged? And then we'll find out before we start talking. I don't like talking about, like the guy asked me with Edmonds. I don't even know if Edmonds is going to be available. I hate that. I don't like doing that stuff because then I'm starting to talk about Tremaine Edmonds and I waste my time and he gets tagged or traded or signed and then you wasted your time talking about somebody that isn't even available. I wait till we get to free agency and then we officially find out who's not getting tagged and who's not getting signed and who's getting cut. And then we can approach that discussion the proper way. Just like Red Recover is the proper way to approach pain. Pain and discomfort, pain from an old surgery, pain from an old injury. And that red light therapy, I've been telling you about it now for several months. Sean Stanley uses it. I use it. My wife uses it. Our dogs use it. Because, of course, we got wraps for the dogs. What's it called? The hips. Dogs have problems with the hips. So you get to treat that too. One of our followers has a Yorkie that broke 2 legs in the back, and had inserted rods. And so it really debilitated the dog. It limited the dog. He started using the Red Recover wraps, and the dog now moves around a lot better and is a lot happier. I'm telling you, man. And I had a bad shoulder here from sleeping on that side. Now it feels freaking great. I've got all the mobility. It doesn't bother me anymore. Why? Because I treat it every day. And now that the pain is gone, I'm still treating it because I sleep on that shoulder. So I don't want to jam it again. You know what I mean? I'm a big fat dude, bro. When you're laying sideways, you're putting a lot of pressure on your shoulder, man. So it's one of those deals. And Red Recover, my wife, I got her the one for under her feet because she's a teacher. So if you're married to a mail carrier, well, actually, they don't walk that much anymore. But anyway, mail carrier, teacher, salesman, saleswoman, whatever, people that walk a lot or stand a lot or whatever, that's a great wrap right there, man. 50% off right now. 50% off. Red light therapy, they've got a patch so the ladies put it over the face so they can eliminate the crow's feet. Okay? If you just had a surgery, not an old surgery, if you just had a surgery, fresh scar, you can put red light therapy on the scar. It'll help the scar disappear. Man, go to redrecover.com, check out the video blogs and the regular blogs. Hayden Hurst, tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs. He uses Red Recover. Redrecover.com right now. Take advantage. 50% off. I'm telling you, man, stop living with pain. Stop dealing with that old injury that's bringing you down. Or maximize your workouts. If you get soreness in your knees after you're playing tennis or pickleball or running or jogging or whatever, man, what you do is you use the wraps 15 minutes prior to your workout and 15 minutes after your workout. And you will see the difference in your workout and how you will maximize everything. Go to redrecover.com. Tony Masker says, how's it going with the sticker and all? Thank you, sir. That is very nice of you. Very nice of you. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, sir.
TMZ reporting. Lisa Marie Presley went into cardiac arrest. She's been transported to hospital.
Oh my God.
They did have a pulse before she was transported, but there hasn't been any unclear of a condition at this point. But she did Tuesday night. She's
got to be what, maybe in her 60s?
54.
54. Oh, she's younger than I am.
Yeah, she just attended Tuesday night with her mom to watch Austin Butler, who portrayed Elvis in the King of Rock and Roll film.
So, you see that fool the fool still talks like Elvis? He did it for so long. He said, "Oh, that's my natural voice. That's my natural voice."
I saw it when I was looking.
Would you like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
When I was looking up this, it came up. It said something about the voice or something. But
I didn't go to it. I was
trying to research this.
The idiot now talks like Elvis the entire time now. And people are like, yo, what's up? Remember when Madonna moved to England and all of a sudden she started talking the Queen's English? And we're like, yo, well, come on, Madonna, let's go. You're not English. So this moron now is, how you doing? How's it going? And he's talking like Elvis the entire time. By the way, 18,936. Climbing. We're gonna get to 19,000 by the time I'm out, man. I'm telling you. It's only a matter of time. We've been in a 14-month dip. It's 14 months, this bear market. You gotta stay strong. You gotta stay patient, and you keep going. And those of us that doing a little acorn investing, you're up too. We all up. Lisa Marie didn't look good at the Golden Globes. I didn't see her. She was such a pretty woman, man. I don't. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Well, hey, man. It's been a while since I've seen her. Yeah. That's what they say. Lisa says Rojas can also DH for us. She's Mrs. Dodger, of course. Dodgers were also looking at Judge, but withdrew to go after Ohtani next year. That's smart. Super smart. living on the West Coast. We have such an Asian population on the West Coast in California, all the way up to Washington. That is genius, dude. Absolutely genius. Does Red Recover work for concussions? Asking for a friend. That joke comes in every time I do the commercial, by the way. Every single time I do the commercial, the joke comes in. Just so any of you will know, you're not really creative. You're not the first one. And it's not even funny anymore, actually. I don't know if it's the same person, but it happens like all the time. I'm actually considering taking CPR lessons after the Hamlin situation. That event could be a blessing in disguise. What happened to school? We all learned it in school.
But there's CPR
part of,
classes on the weekend that you can go
home
to.
ec.
Yeah.
It was home ec.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. There's no really more.
There's no home ec?
There's culinary.
There's no home ec?
There's culinary and stuff. I think
Culinary? Like they're checking your colon?
No, culinary. Okay. Whatever it is, where you cook the food.
Oh, culinary.
Yes, whatever. Culinary.
Anyway.
Why are you messing with me about food?
No, the culinary to culinary. I'm just, you're mixing colons with colon, just.
How do you get?
What are you, the Culligan man?
I am.
Hey, Culligan man.
Jesus Christ. And I got people cold. Culinary, I tell you, dear.
So they don't have home ec anymore.
No, I don't think they name it home ec. I think they divided it up now.
Do they have home ec in high school anymore? Do they? Somebody help me out there. Somebody that knows, like you're a teacher or something. Let me ask my wife, dude.
I don't think they have it technically as home ec like we used to have.
Okay.
Where you did some cooking, some sewing, you learned the health stuff, CPR, you learned. I don't think any of that exists to this day.
Okay.
Culinary.
That's it.
There we go. I'll just drag it out so it doesn't sound like culinary.
I mean, home ec was, oh man, I loved home ec. Oh, the girls were there.
We just called it cooking.
I remember guys used to make fun of me. Oh, you're taking home ec. And I go, dude, there's 4 guys and 18 girls in the class. And that's when they would shut the hell up. It's like, of course I'm going to take home ec, bro. Come on. You got to take home ec. But I remember in home ec, they would bring the dummy and they would teach you how to do CPR. I know how to do CPR.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore in high school either. That's terrible, man. Do they do the presidential medal thing of exercising and all that crap? Do they do that still?
No, now they do.
Like we don't give a shit about it. People.
Now
Tell you.
Oh no, you cut off. You hit the. I felt you hit the thing.
Oh, okay.
I got you now. You're good.
Who pulled the audio wire?
It's good now.
Okay.
You should
We're
be back
good?
on now. You should be back on.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so we're back.
Should be.
So they even took wood shop away. Well, I can understand wood shop being taken away.
Why?
You know how stupid these kids are? They bring guns to school.
That's true.
I mean, these kids have zero common sense, dude.
True.
In our day,
They still have auto mechanics.
in our day, a couple guys fought, and you separated them, and that's it, bro. It was over.
Not all the time over, but you'd go back.
99% of the time.
It'd be a fight. It'd be a punching fight. It wouldn't have to
And
worry
then it
about
was
somebody
over.
coming back. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Nobody's bringing guns to school. A 6-year-old just shot a teacher,
Yeah.
bro.
I know.
A 6-year-old just shot a teacher. So definitely no shop. No shop with these kids. No. There's way too much stupidity in the homes that brings it down. Look at this dumb bitch. She leaves her gun out so the 6-year-old can take it. This stupid ass bitch supposed to have a case, a safe, put a lock on the gun. Come on, man. Have some, and that's why you have stupid kids, because you have stupid parents. Like that stupid bitch that got another teacher shot because she doesn't protect her gun. So yes, eliminate shop. Okay? I can just see them fighting and shoving people's arms through the jigsaw and sawing off somebody's arm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, definitely not. Definitely not. No shop. No shop. You kidding me? They'll be like making shivs in shop. No. My wife says some schools, certain programs, life cooking class, e-gaming class, not economics class, no ceramics class, no newspaper class, no driver's education. I wouldn't have driver's education with these stupid ass kids too nowadays. You can't have shop and you can't have driver's education. Newspaper. Wow, they don't have a newspaper class anymore? A yearbook? I would, but I worked in newspaper in high school and in photography and yearbook.
Yes, and you had a place to go and use it. Where do they go now for newspaper?
Oh, online.
Digital. They do stuff digitally.
Oh, so they do have but I want to say it's online paper. They do that?
I don't know. I know in schools they usually do like the morning announcement stuff, and they do the stuff on the TV. People prepare that, like news reports.
Right. I got you.
But yeah, no, the print stuff, none of that stuff's there anymore. None of that old good stuff.
Wow.
Stuff that taught us.
Well, Vince Neil diagnosed with COVID-19.
Oh. Thought you were going to say with culinary.
Oh, no. He is in a culinary class. Not a culinary, but a culinary class. All right. A man that is in a complete class by himself is Marcel Louis-Jacques. He knows how to bring the edge, and we do it to start hour number 2.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States, Craig Zinn's Acura. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States, Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing a personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner, Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
There he is, locked and loaded and ready to go. Hopefully he's in half the mood I am, because there's no way you can even be close to the mood I'm in right now. I mean, not even close. Bitcoin just hit 19,000. Yeah, baby.
I am not equipped to talk about this subject.
Huh? What's that?
To talk about this subject.
Yeah, no, yeah. We were actually talking. Did you know that there is no more home ec? Well, you're young. You wouldn't even know what home ec is. You're young as hell. Was there ever a home ec in your day?
I went to a small Christian school. I still feel like we had home ec. I feel like we had home ec.
No, there's no feel. You either had it or you don't.
Dude, I've been out of high school for like 15 years, man. Give me a break. But
and you know how long I've been out of high school?
What would we do? I have a core memory. I don't remember what like we actually learned in it per se, but I just remember one like fun quote unquote project. We made like roses out of Tootsie Rolls or something like that, like candy roses out of Tootsie Rolls. I don't remember, man. Like I seem to remember that, and I feel like that was in high school. I do not remember anything else that we did in that class, though.
It's one of my favorite classes, bro, because, you know, you were like 4 guys and like 16, 18 girls in the class. It was awesome.
Well, we only had like 30 people in my high school class, like in my graduating class. So that wasn't really a ratio for the thing. I'll just put it that way.
30 people, that's one hell of a graduating class. Damn. Holy moly.
30. That's half the reason I went to Arizona State. I was like, all right, like I've got like the smallest graduating class basically outside of homeschoolers in the country. So I'm gonna go to the biggest college I can find. And ASU had like 80,000 kids or something crazy. So I think it evens out somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there. But it's and by the way, I because somebody goes to me, I think I'm gonna learn CPR because of the Hamlin situation. You just never know. And I'm like, dude, we all learned it in high school. Like that was part of home ec. And that's why I kind of asked. My wife says that it's very limited nowadays. Very few schools have, you know, those kind of things. So that's, I guess, unfortunate.
It has been a while since I've been around any sort of high school. I used to do like a weekly session with the journalism class at Lake Havasu High. And beyond covering high school sports, I'm pretty detached from the high school world until I have a high schooler of my own, you know?
Yep. No, I'm with you there.
It's going to be a minute. That's at least 14 years.
Yep. All right, let's get. And the good thing is I have my wife who's a high school teacher, so she can always fill me in on what really is going on at that level. Your thoughts on the Dolphins and doctors and the fact that Tua is not going to play? What do you think about this?
Well, remember what I said on Sunday after the game, that if we didn't see him on the practice field Wednesday, he wasn't going to play. Throw away your expectations, because that's install day. And I mean, so he was going to come back after 3 weeks off with 2 days of practice and really compete against Buffalo? No. So it's not really a surprise. I appreciate the fact that Mike McDaniel ruled him out on Wednesday so that it doesn't drag out throughout the week. We don't have to keep asking questions and wondering and pondering this, that, and the third. Like, this is who we got. This is who we're playing. End of story there. Like, I do appreciate that kind of clarity. But I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. We haven't seen him in any capacity on that field. I haven't seen Tua in person, period, in like a month. So, like, it's maybe, you know, a little less than a month, obviously, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
Like, it's not a shock. It's not a shock that they're shutting him down for this week. He still hasn't been on the field as of today. So if they do somehow manage to win this game, I still don't know if he plays next week. And also, if Skylar Thompson beats the Bills, you want to sit him down? If he beats the Bills, that means he did something spectacular. So
if he beats the Bills, he will have a chance to come back to actually be a backup quarterback, because right now I haven't seen enough to build on. I don't care what they tell you on the podium and, what Skylar did was phenomenal. And, I'm hearing Mike McDaniel, talk him up and all that. And he struggles to read defenses. His
processing speed, the clock, like we were just saying. I got no audio for you, though, man. Chat, do y'all hear him? I can't hear you.
Now, and you'll get away with it. To be quite honest. So for me, if Skylar actually beats the Bills, then he actually showed me something he has yet to show me, and maybe he can be a backup quarterback. That's the way I would look at it if he beats the Bills.
Either way, it's been a long time.
Beats the Bills.
It would be like if Tua were to be cleared by today.
Is it frozen?
No.
Wait.
Now you can't hear me?
I like how you say it's not me, but we can't hear him. And so I don't know what's going on. Huh?
I don't know. Chad, who can you hear?
I don't
know.
You guys can hear me or what? Hold on a second. You can hear Marcel, but you can't hear me. What is it? Okay.
So basically,
right.
Marcel,
what are we doing? Okay, let's see. Give us, you got both now?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So what I was saying is that, if he beats him, then yeah, now he has a chance for a backup. But outside of that, I have not seen enough that convinces me that he's even got backup material.
I'm saying that if Tua were to be cleared, today,
well, they hear both,
or start practicing Friday, then all right, then I'll just say this for chat. If he was cleared today or started practicing Friday, then that gives him a little bit of a base to go off of, so that the first reps he takes are not in preparation to start a playoff game. But like I said, we haven't seen him. He's still not progressing through concussion protocol. Mike McDaniel's not offering a timeline, so we can kind of only go what we can go off of here. Mike said on Monday though, like it was the first time he had ever even floated the idea of a timeline and saying when he's cleared to practice, he'll practice. So, that I guess if you're a Dolphins fan gives you hope that, okay, like they're not just ready to shut him down completely, but he still hasn't been cleared to practice. So it's kind of a moot point.
All right. Marcel Louis Jacques joining us here. Obviously, I'm struggling a little bit here to hear you. I'm actually listening to you on delay on the YouTube feed, live YouTube feed, because I literally cannot hear you right now while we're doing
crazy.
it.
I hear you.
Overall, I don't know why it is. Can we do something? Can we disconnect and reconnect and see if that? Okay. All right. You guys will lose this for a minute here, but we're going to try to disconnect. Right. You should have video. So stand there. Hold on. Give us a second. Try to fix this.
Oh, man. I better not be hearing people talk about Andy Dalton in the comments right now. That better not be what I'm reading. See, now I can't hear, but it sounds like he just heard me. Yeah, I saw that face when I said Andy Dalton, then I was like, yeah, he can hear me. I cannot hear him, though. Oh, he's talking about Sean Payton coming in. No, stop. Get Sean Payton out your head. No, it's not happening.
Huh? Okay, how about now? Marcel, you good? You got me?
I got
you got me?
Yes. Can you not hear me?
Cool. Yeah, I got you now. I got you. All right. Success. All right. So, by the way, all those reports for me, from what I'm hearing, they're not going in the direction of no Aaron Rodgers, no Tom Brady. The what I'm hearing, it's Tua next year is the plan. What are you hearing?
Yeah, it's going to take a Tom Brady level player to get them to turn their head away from Tua. It's not like it's not gonna be Derek Carr, it's not gonna be Andy Dalton, it's not gonna be Jimmy Garoppolo.
By the way, none of those guys can beat Tua out anyway. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
actually, he's a better quarterback than all those guys, I think. So
that's the point. That's the point. So no, it's not gonna be any of those guys. It would take a Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady who say, I want to come play for the Miami Dolphins. And then, yeah, it is kind of hard to argue Tua over Tom Brady. It's impossible, actually, to argue Tua over Tom Brady for the short term. For the short term, chat, take your hands off the keyboard. Rodgers for the short term as well, although, I don't know if he played hurt this year or if it just took him that much longer to acquiesce to his new group of wide receivers. It was clearly a down year for him. But I mean, he's still Aaron Rodgers, man. We still saw that arm talent on Christmas. That dude can still play. He can still play ball. But beyond that, like I can't think of any quarterback, rookie or otherwise, who can come in here and be a better option than you've got with Tua. You know what you can get with Tua when everything's right and when he's healthy. That's high level. That is high caliber play. But it's what he's proving. What he's got to prove next year is, it's like I said, going into this season, what I needed to see from Tua, I wanted to see when all else fails, I wanted them to say, you have to go win us this game. We need you to win us this game. He did it against Baltimore. He did it against Buffalo. He did it against Detroit. He did it against Chicago. I'm convinced. I'm good. Like, if the game's online, I think Tua can go out and you can go win a game when Tua has to go be perfect. Like, it's that question's answered. You already know. We've already done the off-script talk. I don't want to bring that back up. What they really need to see from him in terms of will he get signed long-term or not is, can he stay healthy? It's literally that simple. Can he play a full season? Quarterback's not a position like, when he signed Teron Armstead, he might miss a couple games a year. Or other guys, you sign a corner who's banged up. Yeah, he might play through some injuries. Xavier Howard might play through some injuries or miss a game or two every year. You can live with that. You can't live with that at quarterback. You have to be able to play a full season. Sucks, man, but that's perks of the job. That's why you get paid. That's why the going rate for quarterbacks is $40 million, man, because you're expected to play all 17. So if he can't do that next year, then I already said last week after the game about my issues with the fifth-year option from a purely business standpoint. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to pick it up.
No. If he can't stay healthy next year, I agree with you. But I'm sure there's a plan in place now to kind of and I just hope he got the message, Marcel. I hope he figures out that he's got to play the game a different way and stop proving or trying to prove to people that you're that guy or this guy. Play the game you need to play, and you can play at an incredibly high level. That's all. Make your decisions quick. Don't hang on to the football. You're going to take some hits, but you cannot set it up where you're holding it for 4 or 5 seconds, and then you're setting yourself up for all these kind of things. And you got to stop thinking that you're the guy that can scramble around all over the place and dodge people, and you're not that guy either. And so I just hope that he learns, just like Mike McDaniel, who I think has got a lot to learn as a game day coach. I think that's where he really struggles as a game day coach, but that's very fixable also. These are things that actually both Tua and McDaniel can tweak and become way better next year.
Yeah, I just it's tough because like some of these, they are so preventable. Cincinnati was preventable. Throw the ball away. Don't try it. He's got this spin move that just simply doesn't work. Like it just simply doesn't work. Like
it's a big athlete, bro. He's just
I've seen him try it. I've seen him try it 3 times this year. It doesn't work. There are other ways to get away from it, but like you're not quick twitch enough to do that last second stutter and spin away. Like they get you snatched every time if you're not fat, if you're not Lamar, if you're not Kyler, if you're not Josh Allen, Mahomes, that caliber of athlete, then that's not the move to make. So it's kind of just finding what works from you, what footwork slides work for you, what techniques work for you when you do have to extend a play, because and then when working on your dead switch clock, whatever you want to call it, but the time where you hit the button, you say this play is dead, I'm throwing it away.
That's it.
That's that. The Dolphins also, you would like to see a better scramble drill. You would like to see more scramble drills out of them. So when the play breaks down, like It's probably going to, because that's what we saw a lot with Skyler. We saw a lot of play extension. His average time to throw was more than 3 seconds. That is far and beyond would be the longest in the NFL this season, stretched out over 17 games. Like he wants to extend a play. Skyler does. What do they do after? What are the receivers' jobs once he leaves the pocket? Like, that's what I really want to see. And it's difficult to tell. I know, because if you're running a route, you're not always looking back in the backfield. So I don't know if it's a call from the sideline or if it's after X amount of seconds, if that ball hasn't left, then you need to reassess where Skyler is and act accordingly. I don't know. There's some things to shore up. There's some things to shore up this offseason and this coming preseason. But man, and then not to mention, money's gonna be a little tight around here, man. Money's a little tight around here. I think right now there's $7 million over the cap. So Christian Wilkins, big deal this year. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that.
They'll make it happen. They'll take 11 off of that 7. You're already 4 under once you cut Gesicki. Once you cut Byron,
Gesicki's not even counting against the cap right now, though, because he's franchise tagged. So there's 7 over projected for next season.
Oh, you mean for next season without his 11, as you're saying?
Yeah. So I'm saying without that, there's still 7 over. Like, they're gonna have to do something with Byron Jones's contract. Like, you're gonna have to eat some dead cap either this year or next. But regardless, he does not play on that contract next year. He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't play at all. He's over. He's done. He's not going to be back here next year.
They've already restructured once. Like, I doubt that. Yeah, I doubt they restructure it again. But
and what he did to them this year, there's no shot they bring him back. He waited till March to have the surgery, and then all the other bullshit that went on throughout the year, and tweaking this and tweaking that, and I've got to be perfect in order to get out there and do my thing, and all that. And I'm sorry, bro. I get it. You think you're a Porsche engine, and you've got to be exactly manicured perfectly in order to run perfectly. And you know what? Sometimes you got to be a big old Ford, 427 8-cylinder, and sometimes, you know what? Things aren't necessarily perfect, but you got to chug along like X or like Teron Armstead, or sometimes you got to help out the team if you can. And he I don't think he was willing to make certain sacrifices.
I would like to. I want to hear his side of the story. So whenever locker room cleanout is, I want to hear his side before I make any sort of
Who gives a shit at this point? Really?
Because it's my job. I care.
I get that. I get it. It's your job. But what's he going to tell you, bro? Is he really going to tell you?
I don't know why. I want to hear it in his words. Why did you get surgery in March instead of January? Was it a conscious decision? Was there some sort of setback? Did you re-injure yourself? Like, we don't know. We don't know any of that. So I'm not just going to sit here and say that he didn't go. The only damning thing I would sprinkle in there is Sam Madison, I think last week, had some sort of comment saying, like, there are guys, some guys play through it, some guys don't. That's my only.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You remember McDaniel? You remember McDaniel about 5-6 weeks ago? The doctors have done all they can do. It's up to Byron now. He basically, I'm paraphrasing.
I was about to say, I don't remember him saying that, but not all that. Oh, damn, lost audio again.
Shot finally that came out of that building, outside of what I've been telling you for months now, and that he's very particular about how he plays and everything. So yeah, dude, McDaniel gave us he fired the first shot to tell you, hey man, our doctors have done everything. It's up to Byron now. So
I'm trying to look back at
I'm just telling you, there's been a lot of frustration in that building with that guy. A lot.
I'm sure it's frustrating.
Everyone, from coaches to doctors, everyone has been frustrated with the way Byron Jones has handled his situation. So what you need to do is not just get Byron's story.
I don't rule anything out.
To go gig somewhere else in that building and so they can tell you what the hell's going on because
I know he
it was
said
not
it.
a.
He said it in December.
Dude, I told you guys that he wasn't
right.
even around all the time. That was the
Well, I
other
told
thing
you that. I haven't
that I've
seen
been
him
telling
in
people for
a long
months
time.
now, that he wasn't even around. Think about that, dude. You're rehabbing. They're paying you all this money, and you're not around all the time, Marcel. That's screwed up.
Yeah, I have not seen him. I've seen him
Can you
maybe
hear me?
once. I can't hear you, or I can hear
What is
you.
going on
I guess
here
you
today?
can't hear me. Hold on. Anything better now? I don't know what it is, man. I don't think O is listening because O can't hear me. That would track. I'm just keep looking for that Byron Jones quote because I just remember a whole bunch of crystal ball this, crystal ball that. I'm not expecting anything. It would be a bonus. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see anything about doctors did all they can, but
Okay, you hear me now? You got me?
I
Supposedly?
always have been able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, but now I can. Yeah, but it's something on your end or something that we keep something that it's not you, it's something with you on this end that keeps disconnecting or something along those lines. Anyway, go back and listen to it was probably I want to say about 6-7 weeks ago, probably, maybe 8.
All the way back. I'm all the way back in November right now.
Yeah, McDaniel will say there's one where he just says, "Yeah, no, the doctors have done pretty much everything they can do up until this point, and it's really up to Byron now," or something. That's the way he kind of, it's one of those very intelligent ways of telling you something without telling you something. In other words, because he does this all the time, actually, because he's really smart on how he phrases stuff. He thinks about it pretty good. But anyway, so what you got to do is find some of the dirt in the building, and they'll tell you some of the dirt in the building about, because he's just going to tell you he's going to tell you whatever makes him look good because he's got to be a free agent next year and got to go somewhere else. So, it is what it is. All right.
I think I found it. Whole process definitely frustrating. I know it's not because of all the effort from both sides, from our medical staff to his as well. I think it's impossible or irresponsible to spew out. I literally have no idea. No setbacks. There hasn't been necessarily any sort of setbacks from it. It's been more that it's just been a long road to recovery. I mean, I don't know. Like the inference there is that, yeah, he's just it's just that like he's doesn't feel comfortable playing on it, doesn't want to play on it.
Oh, I know that. I've been telling everybody for months that he's very particular about how he plays. I've been telling people that for months now that, it's just, that's kind of how he's been, how he's attacked this whole thing. The part I don't know, and I don't know to believe him because I haven't heard it yet from inside the building. Why the hell did he wait till March?
That's why I want to talk to him about it. Like, I would love for him to be able to say if he's in the locker room on cleanout day, like, I'll probably get yelled at for asking since he's on PUP and technically doesn't have to talk to the media. But
that guy doesn't even go to the building. You think he's going to be there on the cleanout day?
Yeah, somebody's got to clean the locker out.
Yeah, Joe, one of the equipment guy, Joe, will have one of his assistants clean it out and mail it to him. That's what's going to end up happening, bro. I mean, give me a break.
Oof, yeah, I think he could have helped us, but injuries, they come up, things happen. Some people fight through them, some people don't.
What was that? What quote is that?
That's from Sam Madison.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, dude, I know all the crap that goes on back there with that, and it's been hell for them. It's been a real huge frustration for all of them. Because think about this. They really thought he was going to be ready for the season.
That's what I was told, was that he'd be ready for training camp. So,
yeah, but then somebody gets very particular about a little tweak here and a little tweak there, and then and just continues. And it's like, yo, bro, this guy's playing with 2 growing injuries. That guy's playing with a pec, a knee. What else does he have? A pec, a knee, a toe, and something else. I mean, give me a freaking break, bro. There's a whole bunch of those dudes. There's probably injuries you don't even know about. Neither do I in that locker room from some of those guys that are still not being reported, because that's how the NFL is a lot of times. So it's just crazy. There are a bunch of guys that are sacrificing their asses off, and here's this dude, bro, and it's not a good look. I got to tell you, it's definitely not a good look. So, your thoughts on this game, bro? 13 points. I'm telling Dolphin fans, just enjoy that they made it throughout all this adversity, and just hope that individuals play their best games.
It's one of those where, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
What do you got to lose? Just let it go. If you're Skylar Thompson, just let it loose.
Yeah.
No hanging on to it. Hey, shit. Tyreek Hill's down there somewhere, and Jalen Waddle's down there somewhere. Just play all out, man. Play all out. Because what are you saving yourself for?
Right.
What are you saying? Nobody's giving you a chance per se here. Nobody really thinks the Dolphins are going to do anything. If you fall short, you're only doing exactly what people thought you were going to do anyway. Nobody's going to think less of you. So, I mean, that's the only wild card I can think of in this game. So unless Josh Allen gets lost on his way to the stadium, I don't know.
Oh, that would be cool, actually. That would be really good if he can get lost. One more thing before I let you go. Does Teron Armstead play or not? What's your gut tell you?
I think if he's limited at least tomorrow, then I would expect him to play. Back-to-back DNPs aren't great to start the week. Obviously, I think he's gonna try. Obviously, he's gonna try to play. But back-to-back DNPs are not a good look. Tomorrow, though, if there's another one, I would say no go for him.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. More importantly, catch his work there at ESPN. He does an exceptional job of covering the Miami Dolphins. And catch him twice a week here, bringing the edge with our myedgedrink.com Miami Dolphins Insider Report. Marcel, thank you for the time as always. Be safe in your travels, my friend. We will talk post-game after the Dolphins win 40-3.
See you then.
All right, bro. Later. There you go. By the way, 10% off. Use our code Big O. You want a great energy drink delivered to your home, your office. Great in the office, too, because if you got people over and you got a business meeting and maybe you want to mix a little energy drink with a little vodka or something. And let me tell you something, as an elixir, it is off the chain. Only 78 calories, delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. Most energy drinks that I've tried, this is why I don't drink energy drinks. They've got a whole bunch of aftertaste, and that drives me crazy. Well, guess what? Edge has zero aftertaste. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. 10% off. Use our code Big O and get it at myedgedrink.com.
You now have the edge on the Miami Dolphins with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Report featuring ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques. Get the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste. You can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com.
We're back to 18,831. Just hit 19, and then it went right back down a little bit after that. We got O ready? Okay. All right. It is time for our essential experts, our essential moving experts.com Miami Dolphins exchange with Omar Kelly.
Time to talk aqua and orange, Miami Dolphins fans. It's the Essential Moving Experts Miami Dolphins Exchange with Omar Kelly. When you're looking to move your home or business anywhere in the U.S. from coast to coast, call Essential Moving Experts at 305-602-8369. Flat rates and no surprise charges. EssentialMovingExperts.com. 305-602-8369. Let's talk Dolphins football. Here's Omar Kelly.
All righty, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is Omar Kelly. Omar Kelly, how you doing, my man? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Phenomenal week of games. Glad to see the Dolphins won. Got into the postseason for the second time since the 2000s, 2001.
No.
Time.
They got in 16. Yeah, third time. Okay.
Third time. I'm sorry. I shorted you.
Fourth time. They got in 16, 08, 01.
Okay, I'm sorry. Third time in 2 decades.
Fourth time in 2 decades. You are bad in math, bro.
No. 22 is a decade. So.
Oh, I see. That's the new decade now you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
20s. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's all good. Like, hopefully
it's not impressive since 2001
hopefully it becomes more consistent and frequent. It's sad to see that it's a rash of injuries that have really depleted the team and watered them down, but that's every team in the NFL. It's just the injuries, the particular injuries that you have. You can't have your starting left tackle gone. You can't have your top pass rusher gone. You can't have your quarterback gone. Can't have one.
Your whole secondary, except for one guy, pretty much. Because X is playing, but he's really, that's not X, bro. I mean, it's so obvious that X. I know I'm going to hear about an operation at the end of the season, just like Teron Armstead.
What's he on the injury report with? Is it knee now?
Now they say knee, but that growing is, I know he's had.
You know what I've learned over my career? You start to address an issue and you start to compensate using something else, and then it becomes that thing.
Yep.
So, maybe it started as a growing and then put the pressure on his knee, or it started as a quad, put the pressure on his growing. Like it's a never-ending cycle.
Right. And he's not getting healthy during the season. Cornerbacks cannot get healthy with leg injuries.
He's got to rest all week to
yeah, dude. He needs months off. He needs a couple of months off to really.
This is a guy who does not even practice during training camp. So,
right. It's just but just watch him. You can tell the explosion is not there, dude. He's not himself. Really, it's only the one safety has been. And the lucky factor was Kader Kohou. He was been a hell of a find, and he's done, an incredible job for a Division II undrafted player. It is one of the better funds in the. Luckily for that's really helped out. There have been some things throughout the year that have saved their ass. Brandon Shell, in the middle of the year, you found that right tackle, and the poor kid just got injured last week, and that man did a really good job for them. Kader has been like a really nice
find better than the first-round pick that you drafted. Did I say that out loud?
No, he's better. He's better. Oh, yeah, you mean Tyndall, you mean? Yeah.
No. I'm talking about
there's a lot more.
Austin Jackson.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Well, Austin's problem this year was we never found out if he could actually get better because he was, to his credit, he was looking better in camp, but we never found out if he got any better because, dude, he was unreliable physically. All of a sudden he got labeled with, hit with a whole bunch of injuries this year. So that kind of set him back. You know what I mean? Eichenberg too was another guy that they thought was making progress right before he got injured too. And that kind of hurts you also in the process. How about, by the way, did you watch Rob Hunt last week at right tackle? That was impressive.
I've always thought he was a better right tackle. Always.
I know that. That's why I'm asking you, because you always talk about it. Well, at the moment, they needed the right guard, and they thought the other guy would end up becoming the tackle.
I like Robert Hunt. I like Robert Hunt better at left tackle than I like Eichenberg. But I'm not coaching them. So, hey.
He did a really good job, man. And because Robert Jones has played so well, he could slide. And remember, Robert is normally a right guy.
I hate that teams. If Robert Hunt's playing well, leave him where he is.
Amen.
Because Eichenberg is an early draft pick, and you traded away a draft asset to go get him. You try to force it on him. I'm sorry, the film says he's not a better player than Robert Jones.
I know, but Omar, they swear that the last 2 weeks before he got injured, they felt he was turning the corner, and they have this thing
That's
that they don't
reasonable.
want you to lose your job to injury.
I hear that.
Listen, I'm not arguing with you.
Yes.
I'm just
You're
telling
giving
you
the justification. Yes.
I'm just telling you what they say. Okay.
I have never argued against a player shouldn't lose his job to injury. But now when you see that performance, you should at least be rotating them in, seeing who performs better, and then make your decision. But hey, you know what it is, and this organization is bad at it. This is our draft pick. This is the asset that we chose. I'm the GM. I'm going to show that this player is worth the asset that we believe that we used to get him. And that's Eichenberg. That's Austin Jackson. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not arguing with you, bro. I mean, plus, here's the worst part about that whole situation. In fact, when they told me about it, I said, guys, I get it, but I don't see it. And to be quite honest with you, Robert Jones has outplayed Eichenberg, period. Eichenberg never has played more consistent than Robert Jones. So why would you give him back the job? You know, that's, to me, that was the bigger indictment out of all that. Eichenberg had never really turned the corner. Robert Jones has been more than serviceable for you at that position. You know what I mean?
I have two disappointments that I have about McDaniel this season. The first is, where's the running game? I could swear to you, the Dolphins would have a running game and it'd be consistent, and they'd run the ball 25 times a game, and they would absolutely, I didn't care what they did, but I knew they were going to run the ball.
Yeah, but dude, they don't stick with it, even when they're successful with it.
Yeah.
He's fallen
in love with the past.
My knock on McDaniel is that he's really a bad game day coach, bro. It's a bad game day coach. He doesn't he's hard-headed, doesn't want to use Gesicki. Look at him now the last 3 weeks, making plays for you. Use his ass. You're running the ball 7 and 9 yards a clip.
We've been arguing this Gesicki for
hold on.
5 years.
Listen to me. He has made plays the last 3 weeks when they finally use
the real receivers are injured.
It doesn't matter. Use him. He's a big target. But listen to me. It's not just using. You don't leave a weapon on the field on the sidelines. You use him. Okay. Then the other thing is you're running at 7 yards a clip against the Bills on the road, and then you come up to 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and you decide to throw. What the hell is wrong with you? You're gouging the Packers.
Your quick passing game than you do in anything else,
dude. You're gouging the Packers for 9 yards a carry. And you go away from it again. And so even when they do run the ball, they don't stick with it, which you would think, Omar, okay, my defense is bad. Let's not put them out on the field. Let's run the ball. Let's protect my quarterback because I don't want him taking extra hits. Let's make my quarterback even more dangerous because if I suck in those linebackers, guess what? The middle of the field's now open because you got to stop Mostert and Wilson. Now I'm killing you with everybody crossing in the middle of the field. I don't understand. And then challenging. My man won the first challenge in week 18 of the season, Omar.
Hey, that's not him. That's his spotter. So don't blame him.
That's his fault. Fire that asshole. Fire his ass. I would have had his ass fired by October, dude.
I don't know who it is, so I can't.
I don't care who it is.
They take that thing seriously, too. They take that thing seriously, so there will be some evaluations this offseason. But he doesn't make the decision. The spotter tells him, challenge. He challenges.
But that's your fault. Like, if he comes back with Danny Crossman, is that Danny Crossman's fault or is that Mike McDaniel's fault? Right? So if you keep that same guy making the same mistakes in the booth, whose fault is that? You know, but by halfway through the season, hey,
you should put somebody else in charge of it.
By halfway through this, hey guys, we're 0-12 on challenges. You're fired. Who's next? Let's go. Somebody get the job done. Let's go. You know, I mean,
what I liked about Brian Flores in the offseason was Brian Flores was very ruthless about improving his team.
Out.
Huh?
Let's find. He hasn't had an off season yet.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, like, literally, he was ruthless about improving his team, justification, firing guys. Obviously, a lot of his inability to have interpersonal relationships contributed to that. But I'm curious to see if McDaniel will be ruthless or if he'll be buddy and adamant about sticking with his guys and sticking with Boyer and sticking with Crossman and sticking.
That's not his guys. No, he doesn't have to stick with those guys.
But I'm just saying they're on his staff. I completely agree with you.
I don't think he'll change his offensive staff, but I think he's going to make changes somewhere. I don't know if it's Boyer. I'm pretty sure Crossman's gone. But I could see some changes, sure, in the coaching staff for sure.
Yeah. And my second criticism of McDaniel is I know you had injuries, but I expected the development of the offensive line to be a little bit better. And
that's not fair. That's not fair. Brandon Shell was found off the street and
I said development of young players.
Robert Hunt has gotten better, played at a Pro Bowl level practically this year. And then at left guard, Robert Jones developed. My brother, they developed 3 guys.
Austin
the other
Jackson,
2 are veterans.
Liam Eichenberg.
Yeah, the other 2 are veterans. No, those guys aren't playing. Those guys aren't playing. But they did find Brandon Shell to help them out. They did have Robert Jones as a young guy to help them out. So they drafted Hunt. So even if you don't hit on your, I don't care if you don't if you miss on Noah. I don't care as long as you
about the misses too. I'm talking about
wait a minute. But that's my point. I don't care if you miss on Austin Jackson if you find me Brandon Shell to fill in. I don't care if you missed on this guy if you got me Robert Jones to fill in. I don't care if you missed on Noah if you got me Nick Cater, Brandon Jones, and Trill Williams to come back. I get it. Noah was a disaster of a pick, but you found other people. So I got to give you credit as a front office when, okay, I screwed up here, but I found somebody else to kind of make up for it. And that helps out as a front office. You got to give them credit for that, man. And by the way, they pass protected pretty well this year. It wasn't like it's been the last 2 years where Tua's constantly pressured. Not Tua, not Teddy, not Skyler. They haven't been running for their lives. They've had time to pass. You got to admit that.
I would like it to be a little bit better. And when you don't have Teron Armstead, it's not good. So
yeah, and by the way, you've developed Connor Williams as a center, which is a good call somebody put there. That's another thing that you did. You had to switch him over, and he did a pretty good job.
I just feel like
it's first year. It's a first year, bro. Give him time, Omar. You can't expect to have the Niners line in the first year. You know what I mean? Now you've got the guys that know offensive line.
Did I ask for the Niners line?
Now listen. Now you've got the guys that know how to coach up an offensive line, right? You didn't have them before. They inherited everybody. Now they've assessed everybody, and now they can make the changes down the line.
They didn't make an addition other than Connor Williams, right, and Teron Armstead. So they don't have young players that they've developed.
Well, Robert Jones they developed, my brother,
still they inherited him.
Yeah, but they developed him because he played his best here now.
You can. Everybody develop.
Robert Hunt has played like a monster this year, bro. Monster.
He's been good.
He's been great. It's been great, bro. And that's why I started the conversation. Did you see what he did at right tackle? I mean, I watched the film again. I was like, wow, dude.
He's a right tackle. Wow.
He played really. And by the way, Robert Jones is a right guard. He's actually not a left, which kudos to Robert Jones, dude. We need you on the left. He's really traditionally a right. This is his natural position that he's playing. I would not be surprised on Sunday if you keep Hunt there at right tackle and you keep Robert Jones at the right guard. That would make a lot of sense to me because that's actually Robert's natural position. He has played well for you at left tackle. You know, maybe he deserves that opportunity to be the right tackle for the Dolphins for next year.
See, I used to be out there and chronicling. I used to be out there and chronicling those little things, and that's what I miss because of
course,
nobody's out there telling you what's happening at the guard position.
No, I'm with you all the way. The Tua stuff, I listen, whatever I know none of us are doctors. I'm glad they held him out. I think he really needs the whole offseason
holiday in.
And then start next year. Are you good with Tua next year? How do you handle the Tua situation? Are you one of those guys get rid of Tua and bring somebody else in? Who do you bring? You can't really bring in a starter to be backup. Let's go. Derek Carr's not going to come here to sit back up. You know what I'm saying? So let's be realistic. So how do you look at the whole Tua situation and the quarterback situation for the Dolphins heading into 23?
I look at it from this standpoint, just evaluating the facts. Do you have the number 1 rated quarterback in the NFL on your roster?
Yes.
You do. Okay.
Yes.
Potentially.
By the way, the Dolphins find a guy like that all the time.
Yeah. Potentially, if he continues to play and stays healthy, and this is just hypothetical, does he have a chance to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL for the next 5 to 6 years?
Top 5. Yes. Please.
I was being conservative.
I know. I get it.
I'm just saying facts. Yes or no?
I'm with you.
We sit there and argue top 5.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But this is top 10 quarterback in the NFL, stays healthy next 5 to 6 years. Yes, you cannot argue this based on what you've seen talent-wise.
Amen.
Now, the question is durability. You knew it was a factor when you selected him.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely know it's a factor now when he suffered these back-to-back concussions. Can he change his helmet routine? Can he speed up his processing speed? Absolutely. You can't just say, oh, we got the number 1 quarterback, but he might be fragile. Let's move on. No, you got to go one more year and figure it out. You got to give him his 5th-year option. You got to figure it out, and you got to continue. They've gone very deep in this Tua rabbit hole.
Yeah, and by the way,
this isn't the time to turn back now.
By the way, they can give, if I understand correctly, they can give him the 5th-year option to lock it in, but they can also pull it and rescind it by the end of next year if they feel like it.
I think they changed that rule where you cannot rescind it anymore. I'll continue to look it up.
Okay.
I do believe they changed that rule. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think I'm looking it up.
Okay.
If their options will transfer. Continue to show while I look this up.
I'm actually texting somebody else about it. Yeah, so I think, so how would you handle it then? So you're fine with Tua. Who's the backup plan? Because I don't know what you've seen, but from what I've seen from Skyler, he's not going to progress enough to be the backup that you can count on. I just a guy that reads.
I'm not ready to say that because I saw a lot of Skyler in training camp and I saw a lot of Skyler in the exhibition season. The situations and circumstances that he's been put in are not ideal, and I'd love to see him in 2nd year in the offense. Maybe that's as a number 3 quarterback. Me personally, and I know this isn't going to be a popular opinion, but I'm known for actually giving unpopular opinions.
Yes, you are.
I use a high resource and I draft another quarterback.
That's what I said. I would use one of my 2nd or 3rd rounders for somebody like a head.
And you could end up with a Willis in Tennessee, and he's a dud. And you can end up with the kid with the Jets, and he's a dud. Hell, maybe I trade for the kid with the Jets. I don't care. Like, he's cheap. He's relatively cheap labor right now. It depends on what you want to develop, what you feel like you can develop, and what you want to develop. But I'm drafting one because he's cheaper. He's a developmental guy. He can compete with Skyler. I'm not even sure I'm going with the Teddy Bridgewater route, and that's an option, but it'd probably be at a $6 million a clip kind of situation. Like for what I've seen this year from Teddy Bridgewater, I'm going a little cheaper.
Right. Yeah. And I'm thinking that Andy Dalton is the kind of guy you go after.
No. Don't. I want to develop a guy. I don't want the guy, unless you're thinking that Tua doesn't need the help. Like you're thinking somebody who can sit there and help Tua.
No. I'm actually thinking somebody that could come in as a backup and just keep the ship afloat.
I'd rather stay with Teddy Bridgewater. If that's where we're going. Don't do that. Don't do that. Teddy Bridgewater, come on, bro. He was okay, and then literally he got injured during the game, and then how could you hold that against him? How could you possibly hold that against him? Every time that he's got the opportunity to show you what he can do, he gets injured with a full week's worth of practice. Full 5th-year options are fully guaranteed once the team picks it up.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing
with Teddy, full years are fully guaranteed once the team picks it up in May.
Actually, if you watch Dalton, he actually played all right this year, and he played better than
He
Teddy.
was still shopping for a quarterback because he sucks.
Oh no, he's not a starter. Oh my God, I've never even looked at Andy Dalton as a starter from the second he came out of TCU, right? Yeah, so when he came out of TCU, I've never even looked at him as a starter, but I think he's a fantastic backup. Actually, that's my point with him. Of course, if that's your starter, you're not doing well as a team. I'm with you there, dude. Please.
Yeah, he's no. I would rather draft one and develop him. That's my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. Tell them about I Am Athlete, my brother.
We're doing we're on Mad Dog Sports Radio from 7 to 9 every night. I'm actually I'm actually on tonight with Brandon Marshall and Lige Douzable. We've got a partnership with FanDuel. We're placing bets and doing whose parlay plays, and which is something the betting world and betting realm is new to me. So that's what we're doing right now, and we're about to launch season 4 and in the coming weeks.
By the way, Ian Rappaport just answered back, nope, you cannot rescind it. They are fully guaranteed. So you are correct. They pulled that. Can't do it anymore. So there you go. All right.
Yeah, and I believe it's $22 million for Tua.
Yeah,
22.
That's not really that bad, actually.
It is what it is. It's a placeholder until he gets his $200 million deal.
No, dude, Jag quarterbacks get 15, 18 million nowadays. Jag quarterbacks.
I disagree with you. I keep hearing that. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think Geno Smith is going to get $20 million.
Who's that?
Geno Smith. He's going to
if he's your starter, you'll give him somewhere in that neighborhood for sure.
No.
Yes.
I'm dying to see what happens with him.
Yeah, somebody. If you want a mediocre starter, that's probably what you're going to pay Omar. Because
he was a top 5 passer this year and the number 1 quarterback in completion percentage.
By the way, playoffs. That's why I'm saying that a real starter is 40 to 50 million nowadays.
No way.
So you got to figure that a decent backup to a bad starter is probably going to be 15 to 20 million nowadays.
That's crazy, man.
I know, dude. But those quarterbacks that are starting from 25 to the 32 teams, those guys are making some money, dude. They're making some cash, bro. You got to pay them something, dude. You just can't pay them $5 million to start for you. If they're starting, the agent gets bad starting money, but it's incredible starting money when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so check them out on I Am Athlete and on social media. What do they do, bro?
What do you mean? Social media?
Where do they follow? Not just Omar Kelly, but is it I Am Athlete?
Yeah, also? I Am Athlete. I Am Athlete tonight. For the radio show, I Am Athlete. Just podcast and YouTube.
Okay,
there you go. On the YouTube channel, I Am Athlete.
There you go, Omar. Thank you, my brother. We will catch up next week, my friend.
All right,
you got it. We love him, Omar Kelly, and our Essential Moving Experts.com. Miami Dolphins report. Don't forget, if it's local moving, long distance moving, home moving services, office moving services, the folks at EssentialMovingExperts.com can take care of you. Sean Williams and all the great people out there. They do it nationwide, stationed in Daytona, Florida, but they work all across the nation. So if you're looking to move, and they're big Dolphins fans too. When you go to EssentialMovingExperts.com, go to the website. It's all aqua and orange. He's a monster Dolphins fan. He's got season tickets. So he drives down from Daytona for the games. Okay, big supporter of our platform. So support the great people that support our platform, Sean Williams and the great people at EssentialMovingExperts.com.
You've been listening to the Essential Moving Experts Miami Dolphins Exchange with Omar Kelly. When you're looking for local, home, long moving services, or office relocation, call Essential Moving Experts at 305-602-8369. Flat rates and no surprise charges. EssentialMovingExperts.com. 305-602-8369. Miami Dolphins fans, follow Big O Radio Show on all platforms and keep up with your favorite NFL team.
All right. What do you got for us?
No, I was going to say, do you want to hear the injury reports that did not participate today in practice?
Sure.
Because as you guys were talking about, I was like, let me go check this out.
Tua,
well, of course,
Armstead.
Tua. Brandon Shell did not participate.
Oh, man, I feel bad.
Raheem Mostert did not participate. Kendall Lamb did not participate. Liam Eichenberg, sorry, I have some Eichenberg, culinary, did not participate. Teron Armstead did not participate. Bradley Chubb was back at practice, and so was was it? I forgot. I saw.
When Chubb got back onto the field, do they play 50 cents in the club?
Mm-hmm. Of course they do.
I'm just checking.
And Teddy was limited. Sure. So limited was Teddy, Chubb, Ingold, Phillips, Waddle, Wilson, and then Kohu, Little, Skyler, Jeff Wilson, and Melvin Ingram returned as full participants.
All right. So I like it. What's the Bills injury report?
All right, here we go. Let's go here. Let's see here. It is did not participate. Jordan Phillips, Jordan Poyer. No, I'm sorry. That was yesterday. Today is actually just McKenzie and Phillips. And everybody else is good.
I like it. I like it. All right.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Let's go, Bradley. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We're going to sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. And we don't give a club because it's your birthday. You can find me in the club sitting with Bradley Chubb. Look at Miami. I got X into... Okay. Oh, 50-year kittens. Follow Tua to retirement. That's it. That's me. I'm following him all the way to retirement. Players that aren't even on the Dolphins are probably on the injured list. Yeah. Yeah, I think Zonka was on the injured list. Yep. Temper expectations. People enjoy the ride Sunday. Take whatever positives may come away from the game and look forward to next season. Amen. And by the way, we will be in, in 2 weeks. I'm in Mobile, Alabama, man. 2 weeks, I'm in Mobile, Alabama. We're starting it up. Yeah, baby. Off-season coverage. Going to go to the Senior Bowl. I can't wait. I haven't been in the Senior Bowl in 3 years, man. Last 2 years, because of the damn pandemic, I haven't been able to go. And so I'm going to go out there, go get some information for all of you. I'll be there for the press conference for Chris Greer. I'm sure he'll have a press conference in between one of the practices. So I'll be there to record that. So I'll be working the streets, man. I'll be working the streets. I'll be working information and try to get you guys anything and everything for the draft. Even though we don't have, the team isn't going to be big players for the draft, but at least in the second and third rounds, there are some players to be had there. And you never know, because they could make some trades also to maybe pick something up down the line. You never know. Knight gives us a little love on the super chat. He says Wilson gets to run against the Bills for the first time. Well, and Salvon Ahmed too. By the way, Bitcoin went to 19,060, 70, and then it dropped to 18,860. So it's 140 off from breaking 19 again. But it did break 19, so it did it already. But it has to stay above, right? Yeah, it has to stay above by 6 o'clock. I don't know if it's going to stay above, but it's right there. It's on the brink. It's up 7% right now. ETH, by the way, is over 1,400, up 5%. Gala is up 9% right now. Cosmos is up 7%. H-Bar is up 6%. Immutable X is up almost 11%. SHIB is up 5%, by the way. Illuvium up 8%. So pretty amazing stuff going on in the markets right now. So I like that. So good stuff. All right. Even if, let's see, what do we have here? Ahmed played last time against the Bills. Yeah. Well, he'll need to play this time because, you're not going to get Mostert to play. He's got a broken thumb. He is definitely done. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 3 from Hialeah Park, where February 24th, Guillermo Regandao is going to be taking the ring. Another Gran Noche de Boxeo Cubano is coming, baby. February 24th at Hialeah Park, and that'll be right here next month, and a great buffet that man swears by. Break. Hour number 3 is next. Alan Poupart will open it up, baby, with our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins reports.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Welcome to Red Light Therapy, a revolutionary technology perfected by NASA to aid in muscle strengthening and recovery. Red and infrared light has the capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Dolphins fans, time to get insight on your favorite team with your favorite reporter with an Expos hat. Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart in our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
All right, we are back, and there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is Alan Poupart. Yeah, baby. How you doing? There you go. The Spos.
Yeah, that's right. The Spos right here.
So you disappointed that Miguel Rojas got traded for the Marlins?
Who? That's how much I'm in touch. Like in the 70s and 80s, I could have told you practically every player on every team at every position. Nowadays, it's like who?
By the way, before I get into football, I do have to ask you about something that I know you do follow. It's not the Marlins; it's the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Paul Maurice hire just a terrible hire, a terrible fit? Was it a bad plan on their part from front office to coach that they didn't have the players for the kind of system he wants to run? Why the disaster that is the Florida Panthers this year? please enlighten me. You are Canadian.
Last I checked.
Yes.
Two quick points here to be made. Number one, if you follow the Panthers and you studied their team, there was no way in hell. Obviously, they led the league in the standings in the regular season last year. So obviously, there was no way they were going to maintain that pace. They set a franchise record. It was clear there was going to be a big drop off from last year because they lost a lot of talent to remake their team to make them more suited for the playoffs, which they were not last year. They were awesome. They were so much fun to watch throughout the regular season. That was a team that could never win a Stanley Cup the way they were constructed. So what they did is they took a step back, and then they ran into a major cap issue as well, and they lost a lot of talent. And I'm not talking about just Huberdeau, because you got Tkachuk in return, who's better than him.
Yes.
And who's been better. But they also lost like the free agent rentals like Claude Giroux, Ben Sherrod, a defenseman, Mason Marchman left, Noah Lachari left, and then on top of that, in November, December,
Duclair, you haven't had.
Duclair's been out the whole year. And in November, December, there wasn't a night when there were 2 or 3 guys missing because of non-COVID illness, so they were shorthanded for most of the year. At their best, this year they're going to be a borderline playoff team all along to me. But if they're going to make the playoffs, I would like their chances better than they were last year when they had the best record in the league.
But do you see a playoff team right now? The goaltending hasn't been good either. Knight.
And that's a major problem. No, and that's a major problem, especially for the amount of money you're playing Bobrovsky, which was a bad decision from day one. I've said that all along. You don't pay a goalie that kind of money in the NHL because there are so few who are like really, really outstanding every single year. Those guys are rare.
Right. So are you firing Paul Maurice, or what are you doing to correct this? Because it doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs.
I don't blame Paul Maurice. They didn't have a great roster this year compared to last year. Number one, number two. Again, let him play 20 games in a row with like a semi-full roster before we judge him. You know.
Okay. All right. Because man.
No, it's been annoying and frustrating, but
for years, for decades. It's like, and I thought they were turning the corner after last year. Like, okay, let's make them a little bit more defensive. I get it, all that, but wow.
No, and they went for it. They went for it last year, and they got themselves like right up against the cap. I mean, they were like this against the cap.
I know.
To the point where before they put Hornquist on long-term IR, if they had a guy miss, like when Ekblad went out, they basically operated sometimes at less than the maximum number of players because they weren't allowed to bring up anybody because of cap issues. So
it's another guy that, he's a terrific player, but brother, he is as unreliable as it gets. Ekblad gets injured every year, dude. Every year. Unfortunately. And I get it, bro. The human body's not made for hockey like it isn't made for football. But, you can't count on the guy. God, it's been really, really frustrating. All right, let's get to a little football. I know you're not a doctor, and neither am I, and all that. Do you agree with the decision to would you agree if they would have played him, or would you have been a little fishy about playing him like I am, or are you're satisfied with whatever decision was made?
I'm perfectly fine whatever decision was made. I would have been very nervous to watch him on the field Sunday, to be honest with you. I'd have been like every time there would be defenders around them, I'd be like, a little part of me would be like,
Yeah, because I'm with you. I was terrified of him getting, because I'm afraid that, the thing that I've explained to people is, and I know I'm not a doctor, but it just seems like they're happening a lot easier. And that last one happened a lot easier than all the other ones, bro. And that, to me, I just think that's when you start getting into dangerous territory, when you start suffering multiple concussions consecutively without giving your head and your brain some rest. So I'm good with that. So now, obviously, you're getting it on your DMs and emails and everything else that they can reach you at, and Twitter. Cut Tua, get rid of them, trade them away, go get Tom Brady, go get Aaron Rodgers, go get Derek Carr. I'm sure you're getting all those things. What should the plan for the Dolphins be in the offseason for Tua Tagovailoa?
Shouldn't we wait until the offseason before we talk about this?
Come on. Tua's not playing, so we can talk about it.
I haven't written about it because I'm waiting for the offseason. But since you asked, well, here's the thing is, and I get those who are like, okay, you're here you are in a playoff game. You don't have Tua because of
Durability.
issues, which are not going away. They're not going away in 23, in 2024. They're never going away.
Nope.
So I get those who I understand those who say you can't put yourself in that same position again. I get it. So the idea of moving on from Tua, I fully understand it, and I would be on board with it. But you have to have a plan B or a plan A in this case. It's not as simple as getting rid of Tua or moving on from Tua because you can't rely on him. It's all you got to have somebody.
Yeah,
and
you are getting rid of the number one passer in the NFL. Something that the Dolphins never, ever, 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 ever have.
That's a different discussion.
You know, so
that's you're getting rid of him after him having a very good year and proving that he could get the job done.
That's what I'm saying. He's playing better than any quarterback since Marino. I mean, that's kind of hard to just say, yeah, let's just get rid of this guy because we can go produce guys that are better than him or equal, which, you know.
No, but by the same token, you can understand the argument of
yes.
Again, I mean, is he going to be leading the league in passer rating again next year, and then in week 12, and then something happens, and we're in the same boat? I could live with the idea of, and one thing that really hurt this year also is you signed a backup who hasn't been durable.
Right.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, Bridgewater can't stay in a game.
I know.
That's a problem. So that's why if they're going to stick with Tua, which I don't, again, I'd have to like think about it, dive in. My initial thought is, I think I'm okay with sticking with Tua in 2023 because I don't necessarily see like a major clear upgrade and durable that's out there. And I'm not sure I like the Tom Brady idea because you get Tom Brady, we're really going to have Tua sit as a backup in 2023, and then
no, they'll get rid of him if they get Tom Brady because
correct. Because then you start 2024 and it's the same deal, and Tom Brady's lasting 1 year.
And with the Dolphins' luck, this is the year he gets old.
Yeah, correct. That would be very Dolphins. Yeah,
it would be so Dolphins that you get Tom Brady, and finally, Father Time goes, "Hey, Tom, I'm here for you, buddy. How you doing? Wait a minute, I just started this. Yeah, but you're wearing a Dolphins uniform, so we're used to screwing the Dolphins. Come on over with this old guy, and then that's it. All of a sudden, you're like, oh man, Tom Brady looks old, and it would be the Dolphins' luck that they would get Tom Brady when he's old. Officially,
at the absolute very least, that they need to get somebody very, very durable as a backup. This is why I threw out Joe Flacco last week. I still think he can throw it around a little bit, and
Flacco, and he lives in Miami because his kids love Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
You saw his kid was wearing a Tyreek Hill jersey, right?
I did.
And by the way, the other guy I think is Andy Dalton. As a backup, I don't like.
Yes, as a
never
backup.
been an Andy Dalton guy in my life ever, even as a starter. But he actually played well this year, and as a backup, I think that's his role. Actually, yes, his role, and he's pretty durable, by the way.
I'd like I could live with it. I'd like Flacco better, and
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. And again, the problem is if we're looking big picture, the Dolphins are stuck in a conference with a ton of young stud quarterbacks that they're going to have to deal with, and that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Would you draft another quarterback? What have you seen from Skyler that convinces you he can be your backup quarterback next year? And if he can't be your backup quarterback next year because you got to go out and get Flacco or Dalton, is it worth keeping him on the roster for one more season? Have you seen enough, or are there too many holes in his game for you to continue? How do you look at it?
I think it's especially, and I'm going to go there. I am going to go there. Since I've been hearing, living in Miami all this time of like, why are you giving up on Tua so quickly? Give Tua a chance. We're really going to decide right now after Skylar Thompson's played in 4 or 5 brief appearances, never having Teron Armstead in the lineup. We're going to decide already that he's not good enough. Sorry, not doing that.
Okay.
I've seen some things from him. There are absolutely things to work with. Okay. And I know I had somebody on Twitter like throw at me like, well, he missed a wide open Tyreek Hill by 5 yards.
Yeah, his accuracy is not good. He doesn't have great accuracy. I question his accuracy, and I question and reading defenses, he's a little slow at that.
He's not. Yeah, he's not as quick as Tua certainly, and he's not even as quick as Teddy Bridgewater. He's a rook. Give him time. Okay, I'm not buying that one bit. I don't want to hear anything about a comparison to Brock Purdy when he's got a stud.
No, that's a stupid comparison. That's a completely stupid.
And yet it's not there.
That they don't know football. They don't understand what Brock Purdy's doing and what he has around him compared to what any quarterback in the Dolphins has around them. There's no comparison. It's not even close. It's nice. It's nice to have a defense on the other side that's going to limit the next team you're playing every week to 15 points. Yeah. I mean, that's that used to happen here in Miami. They were named Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas and all those guys. Once they got to 20 points, it was hard for the Dolphins to win a game because they didn't have an offense that could score. You covered those teams. You know what I'm talking about.
No, and even on offense, they've got a stud in every position group.
I
mean, that's there's a reason why they were 13-4 despite going to three quarterbacks. Yeah. So that's apples and oranges. So no, I do like a lot of things. No, the point I was going to make about there was this angle from behind the offensive huddle on the fourth down pass where Tyreek flashed open for a bit, not a ton. And I got somebody telling me like he's open by 5 yards. Sorry, it wasn't 5 yards. And yeah, had he seen him quickly, the pass was there and it was an easy completion. He didn't see it quickly enough. And then he looked away somewhere else. And then the pressure got to him and he checked it away. Guess what? Maybe in 2024 or 2023 next year, he sees it quicker and that ball's out. Okay. There's a lot to work with Skylar. I like what I've seen. And again, he's not once operated on good circumstances where you look at the offensive line.
He was running for his life last week. Let's give the guys on the left side a little love. They did all right, bro. They weren't that bad. They weren't 2021 and 2020 seasons bad. Okay, let's just put it that way.
It was rough. The pass protection wasn't good, especially you're right on the left, more so on the right side. And the game plan also was very, very conservative because they were playing the Jets. Now this week, Skylar's going to be asked to do a lot more. Hopefully, the offensive line gives him some protection where he has some time, and then we'll see. That's collecting more data as far as what we have, but I sure as hell not ready to move on from him.
Okay, sounds good. How would you describe the attitude that Dolphins fans should have? Because I get the crazy ones. Well, if we can control the clock and run the ball and get 3 turnovers and turn over Josh Allen, we got a shot at this. And I'm like, you're not winning this game, bro. Relax, chill out. So I'm just wondering, what attitude would you tell Dolphins fans to take for this game?
I would be realistic and understand that it's highly, highly unlikely the Dolphins win this game. It's probably, again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to keep harping on the guy. If Armstead doesn't play, it might not be close. For the Dolphins to have a shot, it's one of those where they have a microscopic margin for error. That basically means if they have any opportunities on defense to get a takeaway, they need to capitalize. That means if there's a loose ball on the ground, they need to get that fumble. If X can get his hand on the ball, he needs to make the pick. On offense, if Skylar takes a shot downfield, Tyreek gets behind the defense, he needs to connect. They have no margin for error. They basically have to play a flawless, perfect game and Buffalo be off their game. And yeah, that's unrealistic. So, but again, that's why they play the game.
I got you. All right. Sounds good. Will they keep it even close inside the 13?
Is Armstead playing?
I doubt it, right? I doubt he's going to play. He doesn't play Tua game. He doesn't play non-Tua games.
Yeah.
I think that was in his contract. I think he negotiated. He said, Tua's out, I'm out. But what about if you're not injured? Tua's out, I'm out. And they just
the dude's been injured. That I'm not questioning that for a second. In fact, you saw the revelation he made yesterday?
I'm having fun.
No, I know, but you saw the revelation he made yesterday, right?
I know he has opted to not have surgery and stay and help the team out. No, listen, I know he's no Byron Jones. I totally understand that. Yeah. But
no, that's the antithesis. I would not recommend in any way, shape, or form for those who partake in little wagering action to take the 13 points. I would not.
Will Mike McDaniel and company have success running the ball, and will they actually stick with it?
If they have success and they don't stick with it, maybe they should be fired on the spot. I mean, that's part of the ticket to winning this game. If they can run the ball, control the clock, keep the Buffalo offense off the field as much as possible, yeah. Will they have success? They're not rushing for 185 yards like they did in the Saturday night game. I'm not buying that for a second. I could expect them to have some measure of success. I think Buffalo's defense is a lot better against the pass than it is against the run. So, again, I think they'll have let's put moderate success running the ball.
All right, what do you got going on Sports Illustrated at alldolphins.com so they can check you out?
I did interesting. We're talking about I did a story today on looking at the history of double-digit playoff favorites in the NFL since 2000, and what that means for those teams who go into a game and say you'd be surprised how many teams actually won outright. It's a lot more than I thought. What else have I done today? I did something on Armstead looking back at his season as well, and then I'm about to write something about Tua and our friend Cater Co, who were getting some NFL recognition honors.
Should, bro. Kid's been a steal, man. What a find, man. Division II, incredible maturity. He just you gotta work on the hands a little bit, but you kind of want guys that are physical of nature as it is. You can tone that down. What you don't want is a cornerback that is soft, and then you got to try to toughen him up. That's
Right.
one thing you don't have to worry about with Cater Kohu. That dude is tough. That is one of the toughest tacklers I have seen, and he's only a rookie. I'm impressed with him, man. I am super impressed with Cater Kohu.
No, I've said all along, best tackling Dolphin cornerback since Vontae Davis.
Yeah, Vontae was very good tackler. That is a great call on your part. Yeah. Grandma approved of that too also.
Yeah, you had to go there, didn't you?
Well, I couldn't help it. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. Catch his work there on Sports Illustrated, alldolphins.com. That's it. Bookmark it, alldolphins.com. Once you do that, you're officially a Miami Dolphins fan. Alan, have a great weekend. We will catch up on Monday, my friend.
Sounds good. Have a great weekend.
You got it. There you go. Alan Poupart and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. Listen, those of you in Dade and Broward County, if you're trying to renew your home insurance, because, we've got something called hurricanes that hit us every once in a while. Well, guess what those insurance companies are telling you now? Your roof is a little too old. You got to update it. You got to upgrade it. Yeah, you got to bring it up to code. We cannot give you a new policy until you do. And that's when you call EJDconstruction.com. They will upgrade and update that roof, bring it up to the code, and then you will be able to get your policy. Call them, man. I'm telling you, they will take care of you. The great people at EJD Construction, 305-433-4843. Save it on that cell phone, 305-433-4843, and they can do anything. Custom home construction, major home remodeling. We're not talking about a handyman. We're talking about heavy stuff. I don't care if you want to build a whole house, a second floor, an extra room. You need to gut the entire building, the entire business. You can do anything and everything that you need with EJD Construction, folks. Fully insured, liability and workers' comp. That way you will never be in any trouble. So if anybody working in your home, I don't know if you know this, but if somebody working in your home gets injured and they're not fully insured, they can sue you. Yeah. Last thing you want is somebody working in your home and then they get injured and they're now suing you. That's another problem. Always hire companies that are fully insured. EJD Construction is fully insured. 305-433-4843. Call Eric right now and tell him that Big O sent you.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Sports Illustrated's Alan Poupart. For additions, home remodeling, and custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is your custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
Right. Thank you all there. Cap for Life says Josh Boyer discovered Darth Cater. Yes, sir. And developed him. And he got Brandon Jones being a better cover guy. But he's terrible. He's horrible. Gary R says, bring out the Wildcat, reverses, flea flickers, or anything else to pull out the stops, pull out all stops. It's the only to win. It's only to win when we were so outmanned. We're playing with house money. No, I would love for them to play with some kind of money. Big O, you're calling on the side. Is the movie trailer voice? You got it. Huh? I don't know what that means. Dolphins 19, Bills 17. Book it. There you go. Vegas line against the Steelers in 2016 was -11. 2001, Travis Minor, 14 yards. Ronnie Brown, 2008, 19 yards. Jay Ajayi, 2016, 33 yards. So what you're saying is that the Dolphin running game was dominant in those performances. If I had a dime for every time I hear someone pulling the "you don't know" football card, they end up with the egg on their face, and I probably end up with the Honda Civic. It's a lot of dimes, bro. Big O, a.k.a. excuses for Tua. Ricardo Joseph, Skyler is seen as a threat to Tua. This is why Big O is hard on him. We get it. Ricardo, you're such a freaking dumbass. Really. You know what? Let's block this idiot. Let's just block Ricardo Joseph. Just get his stupid ass out of here. Just, if you're going to be just a dumbass, that's all right. I don't mind blocking the trolls. It makes my life easy, and especially stupid people like Ricardo Joseph. Another 2 first name guy, Ricardo Joseph. Wow. All you people with 2 first names, you're just dumb? I don't want Skyler, but I want them to draft another quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd rounds. It's freaking awesome. I mean, some of you are just plain stupid. But it's good because I get to block you, and then you don't get to comment anymore. Because you're probably too lazy to go open another email account. And then what are you going to do? You're going to get blocked again. Because people like Ricardo Joseph, and what was the other 2 first name idiot? They know they're going to say something stupid again. So they kind of, they're dumb, but they are just stupid. But sometimes, they'll think, oh, man, I'm going to go through all the hell of opening it up, and I'm going to say something stupid again. He's going to block me again. I'm not going to do it. So there you go. Big O, we are overdue for an alert. No, we did one yesterday. Big O, you always say you have patience with rookies, but you want to give up on Skyler and give him time. Yeah, you are correct. I normally say I do want to give time to rookies. I kind of seen enough. I don't trust what I see already. I just don't see that it quality. I see an athlete. I see an arm. I don't see accuracy. I don't see reading defenses quickly. I see like a very slow process, and I don't think there's enough there, So yeah, I'm guilty of that. There are times when I give up on people in a year. It's rare, but there are times that I do give up on them. Like Tannehill, I never gave him a chance. Like I never thought he was going to be the guy. So there are moments that I will look at a guy and say, yeah, I don't buy it. And I don't buy it. Maybe I'm wrong, and it won't be the first time. But put it this way. He's not worth the roster spot next year from what I've watched play. He better do something awesome on Sunday in order for me, if I'm running the team, I give a roster spot to him. In fact, I think you can stash Skyler now on the practice squad now in next year because I don't think people are going to be lined up to steal him anymore. Preseason is garbage. Doesn't do anything. It shows that you have ability, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a player. And then I need to see something, and I have not seen anything so far that makes me, I like his toughness. I like his arm, and he looks like a good kid too, by the way. But reading defenses and accuracy, I don't see it, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. Lots of quarterbacks take a while to develop, and this is not the league anymore where you give people years to develop anymore, unfortunately. So that's why. Hey, listen, that doesn't mean I'm right. Could be wrong. I've been wrong 1,000 times over. Jesse says, I like Skyler, and him having 2 weeks is better for us. Hopefully he has a jam out game, but Tua is still better. Oh God, that's not even a discussion. Anybody that thinks Skyler is better than Tua, you have no business even speaking and talking about football. I don't think Skyler would do the same Purdy is doing with the Niners, even as a game manager. I would have to agree with you. It would be better than what he's doing here because obviously that's a way better situation than Miami's. The line is better. The running game's better. The tight end is 1,000 times better. The only thing Miami has better are the 2 starting wide receivers, but their starting wide receivers are exceptional. So they're better, but not by that much. They have 2 excellent wide receivers. Their offense is so superior to the Dolphins, it's not even close. So it's a lot easier to run. But I would agree Purdy might be a little better right now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Skyler would perform better in that atmosphere than what we think. Who knows? I would rather give a roster spot to Skyler than Teddy. Yes, I would, but the problem is I don't want Skyler as my backup. Who in their right mind right now says Skyler has earned the right to be a backup quarterback? Seriously. Let's be honest now. No one. He's a third quarterback again. And by miles, he's the third quarterback. You can go get a whole bunch of veterans that are way better options as a number 2. So, Skyler over Teddy is not really productive. And Teddy, for me, is actually very good as a backup. But the injury stuff this year, that was a little depressing. If he beats Buffalo, we will have to do reevaluation about the practice squad. Well, if he beats Buffalo, he gets the number 2 job, William. There's no evaluation. That's what I'm saying. I need to see something in this game. He's a number 3 again next year. That doesn't get you anywhere. True Fin Fan 78, 21 of 30, 151 yards passing, 4.9 yards per attempt, 14.8 QBR is better than Tua, huh? They see something in Skyler, but not the league leader in QBR. LOL. Yeah, True Fin Fan. I mean, why even address any idiot out there that thinks Skyler's better than Tua? I mean, come on, bro. It's not even worth it. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate you. What was that? Max Joint? Where is Max Joint? Oh, I'm serious. Skyler got us to the playoffs versus a very good defense. He's a good backup. He's a third quarterback, bro. He's not a backup. He played terrible. They couldn't score with a fistful of dollars in a whorehouse. They couldn't move the offense, my brother. Come on, man. They were playing, rest in peace. They were playing Tony Sperano's offense, scoring threes. Don't kid yourselves, bro. Skyler is not worthy of backup status right now. He's a third quarterback at best right now. He needs to make drastic improvement if you're going to make him a number 2.
Oh, he had Mike McDaniel thinking about going for a 59-yard field goal.
I know.
Because they weren't moving. This might be the closest we get.
Nice kid, but he still has way too much to grow overall. Will not be reliable as a backup for sure. You can't. It'd be irresponsible to bring him back as the number 2. Brian says Jason Sanders got you to the playoffs more than Skyler. 201, 8 of the 9 wins this season. That's who got us to the playoff, guys. Yeah, exactly. And anybody that thinks Skyler got you to the playoffs, Tua got you to the playoffs. Without Tua, there's no way you even get to that number. You are 1,000% right, sir. Remember, you can also send a donation through Cash App or Venmo. That's Cash Big O Show. We get all the entire donation there. YouTube takes 30% away. By the way, still checking, and it is stuck at 18,800 now. So it found a new floor, and it's sticking there right now Bitcoin, but it's up 7%, man, which is a beautiful thing. Yeah, we do have 22 minutes. It did get over 19, but only for a very short time, and then it dipped again. It was at like 17.1, 17.2, and now it's like up to it got over 18, and now it's almost close to 19 now at 18.8. Those of us that have been hanging in there for this 14th month bear market, you are tough mentally, and you will be rewarded. For those of you that hung in there in the stocks and coins and all that stuff, today inflation went down 0.6%, so it went down over 0.5%. So it's headed in the right direction. We'll see what the Feds are going to do. I still think they're going to raise rates. Some people think they're going to ease up. I don't believe that. I still think they're going to knock us with another 0.5 point. I think they really want to choke this thing down and get to the point where some of you are losing jobs, which is like twisted, right? The Feds like want to see you lose work. They want to see the unemployment rate go up before they really feel like we've hit rock bottom. It's the weirdest thing. This is like a Fed-induced recession. I don't know if you guys realize this or agree with me or not, but basically they waited way too long to start this. And then now that they started it several months ago, almost a year ago, I think, pretty close, they have aggressively done rates like they've never done before. And so I know that they're still I don't think they're going to let up. I think they're going to do another 0.5 point and then maybe another quarter and another quarter. And then they ease up after that. So maybe in the second half of the year, August, September, that kind of stuff, really we start seeing some real relief. I still think this pump might be a little fake. You know what I mean? Still think that there might be another retraction. And on the crypto side, I do want to remind you of the BCG group. They own $1.6 billion loan, and they may have to sell off some of their assets. And you saw when Elon needed money and sold $28 billion of Tesla assets, you saw how that stock plummeted. Well, they have a lot of Bitcoin, and they may have to sell some of their Bitcoin in order to pay back that $1.6 billion loan. And if they do that, that is also going to mess with the market a little bit and mess with the price. So be careful. And remember, you never buy when it's parabolic. I know it's hard to buy when things are bad and when things are going low, but that's when you have the discipline. That's when you buy, when things are bad, when things are at their low, when things are deep in the red. That's how you make money. You don't make money when things are going parabolic. Okay? That is a very dangerous way of doing it. I am not a financial advisor. Just I love crypto, but that's kind of how I do it. M&S Air Conditioning says Big O, Wildcat, Wilson, and Hill. M&S, I think they will try anything and everything. They've got to try it all this week. Okay? Carlos says, can you imagine Tua playing as Skyler did, not throwing to open guys because he was afraid in a win or go home game? The internet would broke. It would go broke, yes. You're right. The other day, I don't know how many times either it was Mahomes. Yeah, it was Mahomes. He like underthrew the ball like 3 times in that game and interceptions and all that. And I was like, dude, if Tua does all of this, and it's like, my God, he always has to be so perfect because he will get criticized for any little thing. And it's like some of you out there, you take it to this extreme thinking that everybody else, is so much different.
And the worst part about it is the own fan base.
Yeah.
It's not just like national.
Right.
It's
right
inside the fan base.
Right. Yeah.
That would tear them up.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Papa Hog is pretty better than Tua. Here. How do you like this? Here you go, bro. Yeah, you can block him already also. Papa Hog too. Another troll. Trolls. Well, Papa, you're going to have to make another email, bro, because we don't need you, bro. Get lost with your stupid-ass questions. Timothy, don't bother dealing with trolls, bro. Papa Hog is just nothing but a moron. So don't worry about it. some guys just, remember, it's not your right to be on the chat board. Okay? So, remember that. So glad I refinanced the house last year. Ooh, you did good. Did good. You know how many people are regretting buying homes in the last year? They bought at a very high price. Yep. Very high price. It's really tough. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's stocks. You bought a used car the last, year during the pandemic and all that stuff, and you bought a used car at an overpriced level. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the way life is. And you got to learn how to, sell high, buy low. And it takes discipline. And it takes discipline to buy a stock really low. Like right now, Tesla, I think it was a beautiful time to invest in Tesla. And it's lost 75% of its value. And you keep thinking, well, is it going to go low? Well, then that's when you start to dollar cost average. So if it goes down to 100, then you buy it. And if it drops to 95, and you buy it at 95. And if it drops to 90, you buy a little bit more, and you buy a little bit more, and you dollar cost average. But you're already buying at the lowest parts of the market. And you're sure to, get some returns. Again, not a financial advisor, just a dude that loves crypto and does a little investing here and there. So there you go. Big O, fan of yours in Canada. Think Mostert can play with the cast? No, it's a thumb, bro. It's a broken thumb. You can't hold the ball with a broken thumb. And let me tell you, they know you have a broken thumb. Oh my God. Oh my God, they're going to be hitting it. And then when they tackle you, I don't think you people realize what happens in those piles. I'm serious. Yeah, Christian Wilkins. They're poking you in the eye, in the ear. They're hitting you. They're hitting you in the nuts. They're grabbing and squeezing your nuts. They're sticking fingers in your behind. They do all kinds of nasty stuff, dude. Like, they don't care. It's, like dirty politics. Okay? Oh, yeah, we know George Santos is dirty, but we need his vote. So we're not going to get rid of him now. Like, and Democrats would do the same crap, use the vote, and then after, sizzle them, It's dirty pool. That's the way it is. That's life. Wake up, dude. Everybody does it. And I don't think some of you understand. And he's in a pile, they tackle him. Oh, brother, they're going to be hitting his hand and knocking at it. And you got a fractured thumb. You guys got to stop with this. The guy's not playing at all the rest of the year. He's done this game, in other words. Okay, a thumb injury for a running back, devastating. Absolutely devastating. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Okay, so you need, even if you hold the ball with the other hand and you use the other one to try to stave off people, how are you going to do it with the cast and a messed up? Oh man, you'll be seeing stars. Okay, no. You guys got to. Some guy, like I told you guys a couple days ago, some guy DMs me, "Hey, can the Dolphins numb Mostert's thumb?" I'm like, "Yo, dude, if you numb it, he won't be able to feel the ball. How can he hold on to the ball?" Oh, that's a good point. Some of you out there, it's just like, I get it. You just don't care about the human being. You don't care about anything except just winning the game. You really don't care about putting a guy with a fractured thumb in a game. You just don't care. And you think like it's easy to overcome when most of you would struggle to even go to work with a broken thumb. Big O, can you ask Sean if he's seen Ric Flair documentary on Peacock and what he thought of it? All right, Sean, cough it up.
Not yet. It is on the list to view this weekend.
There you go. Brett Dodger says DCA forces you to buy low. Exactly. And you benefit when it goes high because you're the one that ended up buying low. Like, look, I'm a big Gala guy. Okay. I got into Gala at first at 4 cents. Bought some. Went down into the 3s. Bought more. Went down into the 2s. bought way more. Got down to 1.6 cents. I bought the most I've ever bought of Gala. I just kept scooping it up and scooping it up and scooping it up. And now it shot up to well over 4 cents. So I already doubled all my money that I got at 1.6 cents. Already doubled all of that. I'm already making money on all the other ones except the early part where I'm kind of breaking even, but it's not a lot of my bag. It's a very small part of it because as you dollar cost average, you buy more as you go down. So you try to buy more. That's kind of the idea. You know, you get to a low point and then you keep buying, keep stacking. You know, Immutable X is another one that I'm an enormous investor in. As I've told you guys before, you go look at their partnerships. Disney is putting their metaverse on their blockchain. That's all I needed to know. You can go look at all the other partnerships they have, but Disney alone, oh, let's go. And the Gala stuff, I got into it before The Rock and Mark Wahlberg decided to make movies with them. Because I know about Gala, that I know that Gala is going to be enormous in games and metaverse, and they're into music and movies. So I knew that they were going, and they were already talking with several artists now too for their music, because the thing that a lot of you don't realize is music is going to come in the form of NFTs, and that's going to be a way where the artist is going to be able to really capitalize and lock in, you know, their value, because that's what the blockchain does. It protects, like William Quigley, he has Cutter's Edge Pro, right? And eventually that business will be on the blockchain, like every business, the Dolphins and the NFL and everybody, Hialeah Park, they'll be putting their website on the blockchain. Eventually, this will all be on the blockchain. But it's also, the blockchain protects consumer goods. It protects your brand. It protects your trademark. And it will not allow people to steal it, to duplicate it, and all those kind of things. And so that's why this is so important to what is developing down the line. And that's what people don't realize, that crypto, the blockchain, it is the upgraded internet. Okay? It provides a lot of the things that the internet cannot do right now. And that's why, but it's harder for people to understand unless they really like delve into it and then kind of understand what's going on. But less than 5% of the world is involved in crypto and blockchain. So they don't really know. And then because 95% are in the dark, then you get lied to by idiots on NBC or Fox or ABC or Time Magazine or whatever, and they know nothing about crypto, and they tell you, oh, crypto is going to hell. And no, crypto's just fine. It's other things that are having problems, like the banks and the investment firms. That's what you got to go track and regulate and all that kind of stuff. Gala's fine. Bitcoin's fine. Ethereum's fine. Polkadot's fine. Cosmos is fine. Ethereum's fine. They're all growing on their own. They're fine. Their transactions, all the money, everything is growing if you follow it. You know, I showed you guys the graph where Bitcoin this year got to $102 trillion of transactions. 14 years ago, it was like a couple thousand. A year in, it was like I think like 2 million or something, like a year in. 14 years later, it's over 100 trillion. But again, people don't understand that. I saw some guy on TV the other day arguing with another guy. Well, there's no use case for it. And it's like, brother, if you don't follow this, don't talk about stuff that you don't know. People are buying goods all day long with Bitcoin, all over the world. Now, is it prevalent number one? No, not yet. We're not there yet. But when it gets to that point, you're going to see it. Why? Because Bitcoin is going to be accepted as currency in most countries. Okay? It'll be their main currency. That's what's going to happen. Brazil will have Bitcoin as their main currency along with the US dollar. And that's what's going to happen all over El Salvador, Argentina, Colombia, all these places. Bitcoin is going to be their dollar. That's fine. Whatever. It's all good in the hood. I'll just keep going down my path and I'll be fine. And my family will be fine. And that's all I want to do is take care of my family. Jules says, Big O, understand you came across heartless after the first Tua concussion. You have changed your tune since then. What did I come off heartless? What was heartless about? What did I say that was heartless? You gotta refresh me. I have no idea what you're saying, and I'm interested to see what you think I said. Make sure you got it right, because I know what I said. I was laughing at all the idiots that, remember, this is what I did. I know what I did. I was laughing, he's got to quit football. All this. No, dude, this is part of the game. Concussions are part of the game. Injuries are part of the game. What you've got to do is find a way not to suffer them and not hold the ball for 5 seconds and 4 seconds. That's not cold, bro. That's reality is what I said. And what did I say? Miners, they're at risk every day. Electricians, they're FP&L guys climbing poles. Lifeguards, they're at threat every day. Firemen are at threat every day. They're walking into burning buildings. They know what they're doing. They got into this. Policemen put on a holster every day. And every day, husbands and wives have no idea if their significant other is coming home. I said there are risks in everything. And I made fun of all the people. Oh, no, he's got to quit. No, he doesn't. Doesn't have to quit. He has to learn how to get rid of the football. And what I did was I followed up with facts. And I showed you how every one of his injuries are 4 to 5 seconds. So I'm not exactly sure what was cruel, Jewel, because I'm one of the few in the media that has been supportive of Tua from the get-go, even knowing his injury history. Okay? Because that's the one thing that would have scared me away from him was his injury history. But I told everybody, now that they drafted him, he can play. You just got to keep him healthy. And sure enough, that's what's happened. That's exactly what I said. What's cold and callous about that? Nothing whatsoever. What's completely honest about it? That's what it is. So there you go. Tua hurt every year since college when holding on to the ball to extend plays. That's fixable by Tua. Boom. You want his return? Hell yeah. Of course I want his return. I always want his return. And Tua will always be one step away from, and so is every other player. But again, you're still not telling me what I said that was so bad. I didn't say anything. I just made fun of all the sensationalism that you got to quit. Get the hell out of here. You got to quit. No, man, you got to get smart and do the things that you're supposed to do to stay healthy. That's it. Jayhawk says, Carlos, I understand. You tell me when was the last time Tua played an entire year of football. That's it. But here's what I would say to Jayhawk. Who are you replacing him with, Jayhawk? Who are you replacing him with? Huh? Who are you replacing him with? Really? Who's out there? Just Brady? That's it, right? Rodgers is under contract. They would have to trade a bunch of picks, and then the cap space is like $40-50 million. No, it's like a $50 million salary, isn't it? Pretty close to that, right? It's like 45-50, right? For Rodgers. So they can't even do that move. So who are you bringing in, dude? There's no quarterback better than Tua. Who are you bringing in? Tell me, Jayhawk, who are you bringing in? I love the people that want to just get rid of Tua. Who are you bringing in to relieve Tua and be the number one quarterback, Jay? I am dying to hear this one. Let me hear the intelligent response. Who are you bringing in, dude? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Can't wait to hear this response, Jayhawk. Come on. Come on, smart guy. Who is it? And I hope you don't come up with the same answer from the guy yesterday. Carlos, I hope he makes it next year a full season, but he's been hurt every year, including college, when he had an entire offensive line. Just saying. But what are you saying? You're saying the obvious, bro. Are you saying what? Are you saying to replace him or what? Tell me. Or you're just talking crap? Because you're not telling us anything. We know he's injury prone. We know he gets injured every year. And what? And what? That's what I want to know, Jayhawk. Let's go. I want to know quickly. What? Some of you just don't understand that if we move on from Tua, that's not a good thing. You invested in, build around him, and there is no guarantee we just find another good QB. Yeah, right. Where?
Oh, you ready for this Aaron Rodgers 2023 contract?
Yes.
Base salary of $1.165 million, and a signing bonus of $58.3 million, a workout bonus of $50,000, while carrying a cap hit of $31.6 million and a dead cap value of.
Oh my God. How much?
This is from Spotrac.
70 million?
99 million.
Yeah, they can't cut him.
$99.778 million.
Yeah, they would have
dead
to
cap hit.
You know what happens? If he retires, then they'll break it up into like 10 years.
Bobby Bonilla.
Right. Yeah, right.
You know,
No, it's a Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah. But they can do that now with the cap where they play with it and
Yeah.
they put out a portion of it. So like $1 million a year or something for the next, 20 years.
I looked at it, I was like,
I don't know what the max is. I don't know how far out they can go, but they can go for a certain amount of years and they can
God.
break it up. Yeah. You're not going to get Rodgers. Jayhawk, I'm waiting for an answer, bro. I'm waiting for an answer. We all know he's injury prone. We all know he can't play here. So what are you doing, bro? So what are you saying? You replace him? Who you replace him with? What do we got? Jayhawk. Yeah, nothing on Jayhawk. He got his tongue stuck between, you know what? I love the guys that have and then they bring nothing to the table. This is why phone calls are actually eliminated from sports talk. Because most of the people that call in are the loud, obnoxious, and idiots 95% of the time. 5% of your phone calls are any good. Most of the smart people just listen. And once in a while, they'll send in some kind of a chat or something. Once in a blue moon. Mostly the people that are all aggressive, like that idiot hog, like that, you'll just get stupid people. Those are the kind of idiots that end up calling. Jayhawk. Nope, see, nothing. Gary R. Unfortunately, Greer dropped the ball with Tua. Tua can't play, but you can't pretend injury-prone player in college is going to stay healthy in the NFL. There you go. He's got nothing. He just has to say, state the obvious. Okay? There we go. I wish I had a $50,000 workout bonus doing nice biceps curls for money. How would you feel about bringing Fitzmagic out of retirement? For what, Matthew? For what? No. Yeah. Yeah, I got no interest in bringing Fitz. What is wrong with some of you out there? Nice guy, fun guy, a jag as a quarterback, an absolute jag. It's really amazing. Polly King, Big O, which role player from previous Dolphin teams would be a perfect fit on this team? They cut him last year. He's playing for the Raiders. Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins would have been the best number 3 receiver for this team. Better than Trent Sherfield, better than Craycraft. You don't need to draft Ezukama. Just keep Mac Hollins. And that is not hindsight. That's no. I was the biggest Mac Hollins guy last year. I said that's the guy that I would want on my team every single year. Not because he's the best receiver in the world, but he is definitely a top 3, top 4 in your rotation, and just tough, great hands, great character guy, just everything about him, man. Mac Hollins. That's hate that he's playing for the Raiders. Really do. Really wanted that guy, man. Mac Hollins was excellent special teams too. Yes, he was. Mac Hollins killing it with Oakland, playing with better than Parker. Yeah, for sure. He's a better player than Devontae Parker at this point. Do you think Greer should have waited for the Chubb contract just like the Ravens did? No, Josh. There's something that's gone on with all of this. Look, the Chubb deal has been a bad deal so far. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. So far, it's a disaster of a deal. Let me explain something to all of you out there. Those two players cannot be compared. One's a middle linebacker and one's a pass rusher, outside linebacker. So it's two different things. And normally the guy that's the pass rusher is the more expensive player because getting after the quarterback is the most valuable thing next to a quarterback, next to a shutdown corner, next to a number one wide receiver and left tackle. Okay? Those are the 5 most important positions in all of pro football. Not middle linebacker, outside pass rusher. And that's what Chubb is. So that's why he gets 110 and this guy gets 100. Okay? That's why you traded a first and the other guy you traded a second. Okay? So I get all of that. So that's why the optics of it are supposed to be different. Right now, the average fan lumps both in when there are two different needs, even though you needed Roquan, right? And it would have still hurt you because you don't get that extra pass rusher, right? So I get it, but this is why the two contracts are completely different and two different players. Now, hindsight is 2020. Chubb has played like shit. He ends up with an injury and he ends up in the club, with 50 Cent. And here's Roquan Smith having a breakout year and dominating. Now, Roquan needed a new contract, didn't get it from Chicago. They traded for him without giving him a new contract, which was very risky. And then he had to continue to play hard for that new contract. I'm not saying that he won't do the same thing next year. I'm just saying now that he got his deal, now we will see how he handles the deal from here on out too. And as for Chubb, it's been a terrible trade so far. Now, is it final like that? I can't do that. I'm going to wait till next year and give Chubb another year and see what he does. And maybe this year was just bad luck, new system. He didn't fit it. He didn't play well, whatever. He needed to adjust to it. I'll give him whatever break for this year and give him the benefit of the doubt because he has been productive in the past. But next year, if Chubb doesn't return to the form he's supposed to, then all of you that, you were in love with the Chubb trade, but then now you saw Roquan and then Chubb didn't play well, now you're switching over, which, by the way, nobody tracks what you guys say. So a lot of you that are complaining about Chubb, you were probably loving the deal then. But whatever, Yeah. Again, nobody tracks what you say, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to wait another year. I'll wait till the 2023 season to see if this Chubb deal is worth it. Obviously, if he doesn't play well, it's a shit deal. And there's no other way to look at it. Yes, sir.
Lamar Jackson sent out a tweet. He says, "Thank you, everyone, for your support and concerns regarding my injuries. I want to give you an update as I am in the recovery process. I suffered a PCL grade 2 sprain on the borderline of a strain 3. There is still inflammation surrounding my knee, and my knee remains unstable. I'm still in good spirits as I continue with treatments on the road to recovery. I wish I could be out there with my guys more than anything, but I can't give 100% of myself to my guys and fans. I'm still hopeful. We still have a chance."
There you go. There you go. In other words,
he's not going to be out.
In other words, he can't run, so he can't play quarterback. That's all. If he's actually a pure pocket passer, you might be able to get in there with some limitations. But when you don't really have great accuracy, that's a problem for you. Chubb hasn't played up to his contract. I bet that he does next year. He better, a true Fin fan. Josh says, "Thank you for explaining. You are awesome." Big O should the defensive coordinator. Big O should be the defensive coordinator for Miami. Yeah. I don't think Boyer did a bad job, but I get it. Whatever. Carlos, I bet though we can't ask much from some guys this year. I think Chubb is one of them. When our secondary is 100% next year, I think he will ball just like he did in Denver. Let's hope so, man. He better, Carlos. He better, because it's going to turn out to be a terrible deal. You know what I mean? So yeah, he needs to ball out next year. According to Vegas, if you bet 100 on the Fins, how much is the payout? $625, sir. $625. So you put 100, you win $625. Matt Collins will be a free agent in 2023. Yeah, but they don't have the money for him right now. They have other priorities now They should have kept him last year. That is one move that I did not. But then again, you know what? I can't blame the front office. That might have been a McDaniel thing. And listen, Sherfield fits the offense, and Craycraft played well. By the way, but Craycraft, dude, that guy disappeared after that injury. He was gone for the rest of the year. Like, yeah, see ya. Ezukama will take your spot, dude. You know, any idea why they didn't play Ezukama more this year? Why? Skylar Thompson played quarterback in the preseason, looked great, looked mediocre in the regular season, never did anything that really wowed you. Eric Ezukama shined in the preseason, can't find his way on the field in the regular season. And who's the third one that had a great preseason? Ezukama. What's it? Huh? No, not Tanner Connor. He had a couple flashes. He had some injuries. We're missing somebody that flashed like crazy in the preseason. Somebody help me out with that. Come on, man. Who was it? It was offensively. Ezukama, Skylar. Oh no. Tindo. Another one that did and has not shown up, can't even find the field. You can't count on the preseason as a measuring stick. You know what I mean? You just can't. It's too inaccurate because you're not scheming. You're not trying to defend that player. And so it becomes a whole different ball game. So there you go. Cameron Good, he ended up in the practice squad, right? I think. I liked him, man. I actually liked him. I thought he did all right. But there you go. These guys, no matter what, it's a great lesson for you. Don't fall in love with a player with preseason action, because that's happened here a whole bunch. That guys shine in the preseason and then they disappear. Although I will give Kohu some credit. He was shining towards the end of the training camp and preseason because he had a little injury and then he got on the field and then he started shining and then his rolled over into the season. Give him some credit. Give him a little love. Now, he didn't put on the show like, oh, Braylon Sanders. That's another one. But he did get onto the field, and what did he do? He looked terrible. Braylon Sanders looked good in the preseason. That wide receiver. Remember the one-hander he made on the sideline? I don't know if you guys, not everybody was at training camp to see that one. It was actually a good pass from Skylar, and then it was a nice one-hander on the sidelines by him, and he's looked terrible. In fact, he helped you lose a game by not running for a touchdown.
And then the one thing with Ezukama, remember, I mean, hell, even Wes Welker said it many times. He came from an offense in college where they never huddled.
Right.
Never huddled. He looked at the sideline, got whatever the card, and that was his play. He's still, you know, and you think it's simple, but it's a lot to learn for somebody who's also learning how to play against the top 1% defensive backs also. Yeah, in preseason, you're not going against those guys. But could you imagine him going against any of the top DBs?
Oh, God, yeah.
In the NFL, they'd probably eat him up.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, well, you know, when sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. All right, you know the guy that some of you want is Dolphins quarterback Tom Brady. Well, guess what? The future Hall of Famer apparently lost north of $40 million when cryptocurrency FTX collapsed last year. The future Hall of Famer will certainly look back at 2022 as one of his worst years of his profession and personal life after 2 straight seasons with the Buccaneers were serious Super Bowl contenders and brought a title home to Tampa. The team struggled mightily this season. While they ended up winning the NFC South, they did so with an 8-9 record. However, Worse than a down year, Tom Brady's in the midst of an ugly separation with his wife of 13 years, Gisele Bündchen, and makes the NFL legend diminish performance in 2022 and 2023 understandable considering the mess in his personal life. However, the year from hell wasn't just tough on his professional and personal life. It also did a serious number on his bank account with the shocking collapse of FTX. That's right. They filed for bankruptcy, and it was discovered that the company's founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, had used billions of dollars in customer deposits to buy expensive real estate, invested the funds in other companies, and funded cryptocurrency trading by hedge fund Alameda Research. Only the curtain was pulled back on Bankman-Fried's illegal dealings, and the company filed for bankruptcy, and one of the biggest companies in the crypto game collapsed. Tom Brady, as well as many other celebrities, peddled the FTX products for several years in exchange for shares in the fast-growing organization. Once Bankman-Fried filed for bankruptcy, those celebs were out of millions. Front Office Sports reports that the official court documents reveal that the 15-time Pro Bowler owed over 1.1 million common shares. Forbes estimated earlier this year that Brady's shares in FTX were likely worth as much as $45 million when the company fell apart. Damn, dude. Yep, that's a rough one there, ladies and gentlemen. That's a rough one there for Tommy Boy. $45 million down the drain. That's your KSDT CPA Sports Bad Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
You know, sometimes in this world, they try to sell you a bill of goods. And that's because they know the product isn't that good. And then sometimes you don't know any better, unfortunately, because you're really, really young. And I saw this article, and Sean's going to pull it up. And it says, once power Georgetown basketball falling into the bottom pit. And you know, they're throwing Ewing under the bus, and his picture is there. This is what pisses me off about all. Okay, college basketball is garbage. It's nothing. It's not when Patrick Ewing was at Georgetown, followed by Dikembe Mutombo and Alonzo Mourning and Allen Iverson. I'm not watching Syracuse full with Ronnie Cycli and Benny Thompson and Billy Thompson and Matt Rowe and Sherman Douglas and Billy Owens or whatever. I forgot. I don't know if I mentioned that again. Whatever. You know, give me a break. Stevie Thompson. I mean, I'm not watching UNLV with Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon and going up against Duke for years. I'm not watching Michael Jordan for 3 I'm they're all stars in college basketball. How can you write this garbage about the dude in Kentucky can't get it going anymore? Because there are no more stars anymore. There's very few players that the NBA wants from college basketball. All the young guys that are stars are leaving overseas, or they're going to the G League right away and getting money. And you know, for the last 15, 20 years, they did some of the one and dones and all, and that was garbage too. College basketball, men's basketball, women's game is still terrific. It hasn't changed. But the men's game is garbage. It's kiddie play. It's a shell above, you know, a level above high school. I mean, dude, you know, there are no powerhouses and there's no history to follow. I'm sorry, where's the 5 slammer? Is there anything to remember from last year that you remember for years? Like I'm going to remember if I slam it for 50 years? Or how about this? Till the day I die, I will know who Five Slamma Jamma is. I just, please stop selling. And I get it. Listen, if you're under 35, you don't know anything about college basketball. So good. You just did it. You know what the real Big E did. And I hate this because this is not Patrick Ewing's fault that Georgetown is not anything anymore. They haven't been since John Thompson. I get it. You had John Thompson the third there, and then you got Patrick Ewing. You're not going to change anything. And they keep trying to push college basketball and sell it to you and all that. And look at it. If you're 25, you don't know anything. This is all you know. This garbage that you watch all the time, this is all you know. But I just find it completely unfair and disrespectful to put this headline up there and put it in front of Patrick Ewing and make it sound like there's something special about college basketball anymore. You have no idea what it's like to watch Kenny Anderson, Brian Elber, and Dennis Scott. You have no idea what it's like with watching Chris Corchiani and Rodney Monroe and Charles Shackelford do their thing. You have no idea. Zero. When college basketball was must-see TV. Rolly Mamino, Denny Crum, Bobby Cremens, Dean Smith, Bob Boeheim, Massimino. I mean, give me a break, bro. Valvano, rest in peace. Brother, I'll take Pat Kennedy, the car salesman with the Florida State Seminoles. I didn't think he was a great coach, but he could recruit. I'll take some of his Florida State teams over anything that goes on now. It's a joke, dude. Trying to sell me college basketball like it matters, like it means something. It's a gambling tool for us during the tournament. It's a cutesy little tournament. That's all it is nowadays. The tournament anymore. Okay? No, I'm sorry. I'm not watching history anymore. I'm not watching greatness anymore. It's such a joke, and I'm so pissed. Not that I'm this Ewing fan or a Nick fan or a Georgetown fan, but I got to stand up for what's right. Don't blame Patrick Ewing for Georgetown being garbage. College basketball is garbage. Everybody's at an even level. There's no real special players anymore. No stars stay around for 3-4 years anymore. There's no real, come on, man. It's just a whole bunch of nameless faces and teams changing places every year and nothing memorable. That's all. It's pretty simple. Like I said, there's no history anymore. Nobody's going to remember who won the championship last year and the year before, and they're not going to have nothing. It's not going to happen. 20, 30 years from now, they're not going to be talking about those games. They're not going to be talking about Patrick Ewing blocking the first 3 shots from Villanova into the stands just to send a message. They're not going to be talking about any of that because none of that exists. What a joke, dude. Insult to Patrick Ewing, who's going back to his alma mater trying to do his best in a very difficult situation nowadays with college basketball. All right. Anyway. Big O, I'm straight out disgusted with all of this Tua talk by media outlets like ESPN, Fox, CBS, etc. They like this young man is only concussion player when the Bills center had 6. Super V, get used to it, bro. It's going to be like this the entire offseason. And until he sheds, see, now they can't talk about him being a player. Notice that. Notice that none of them can say anything because you sound really stupid when you go look. Oh, wait a minute. He's like the passing leader in almost every category. Oh, okay. No, he must be pretty good. That's what's happened. All those people have egg on their faces. So now they're riding the injuries. That's all, man. No big deal. We know what's going on. Just, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Weber King Howard. Read all comments. That has been my point. Can't put all eggs in Tua's basket because he is always hurt. Yeah, I know. Jay, we got you, bro. We got how you make all kinds of statements that have no substance whatsoever. You just state the obvious. We got you, my brother. The Dolphins didn't have many draft picks, so not surprising this draft didn't produce much. It might produce down the line. That's how it goes sometimes. Some of the guys take a little bit to develop, and hopefully that's the case for Tyndall and Ezukama. Let's see. Big O, I agree with you regarding Hooker in the second or third round to develop for the future just as a contingency plan. By the way, Hooker's not my pick. It's Manny Navarro's pick, and I use it as an example. I have not done any homework yet, so I'm not convinced that I'm taking Hooker or that's the guy I want. At the end of the month, I'll start to gather information, and then I'll start to tell you which young guy at quarterback or guys, maybe there's one or two of them that I like in the second, third rounds that they'd go for. It might be Hooker, but I need to go ask some people. I need to go do my homework. I just use Hooker because I thought it was a great idea by Manny. And so I got to give him, the props. I don't deserve the props. It was Manny that said it. I agree with the concept of it. And Hooker is kind of interesting. Now, he is coming back from a knee injury. So, Injuries. I like Clayton Tune, QB for Houston. I don't know. We'll see. Tua sat behind Hurts and took over Bama after leading them to the national championship. Every injury he got in college was when extending plays. Exactly. I have talked about that for months now. For months, I've been talking about that. Do want to remind you, great sponsor of our program, and we love talking about Cutter's Edge Pro. William and Mike do an exceptional job. And folks, if you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach counties, this is a South Florida sponsor. Cutter's Edge Pro is your total landscape solution. They do lawns and landscape maintenance for medium to large HOAs and condominiums. And what I love about what Will and Mike do and their entire staff, Beto, all the great people out there, man, it's the detail. Okay? The detail. Like when they put in that artificial turf, weeds and stuff aren't going to be growing out of it because they're going to double pack it, and they're going to double pack it with concrete. So to make sure that nothing is growing down there. You know what I mean? And they end up having to go to other places and replace artificial turf that is put by other people because they went the cheap route. They went with somebody that did not do the right job. And that's the other thing. And then when you buy trees and you're going to get the proper trees put in your home or your office building or anything along those lines, you want trees that are quality. And so a lot of times you got to watch out with what you're getting and what you're paying. And you're going to find out, you're going to see, oh yeah, we're going to give you this tree. And it's like this skinny. You know what I mean? Like the tree that I got was like this thick already. You know what I'm saying? And that's because they wait and they go to places where they end up purchasing things that are more mature for you. And that way it gives it a better chance. All of the greenery that they've put in has lived strong in our home, front yard and backyard, and it looks exceptional. And that's the kind of work that you see when you go to Cutter's Edge Pro on Instagram. I want you to go check it out. You'll see all the work that they do, all the different kind of work that they do, the detailed work that they do, the designing that they do from synthetic turf, which, by the way, if you own dogs like I do, synthetic turf is the greatest invention since mankind. You're going to save thousands in the long run because you're not watering the lawn, you're not cutting it. Plus, no dirt or mud. Whether you walk outside and come into the house, you're not bringing anything. The dogs, they're not bringing anything. And one more thing, you know a habit that some dogs have when they go to the bathroom, they like to kick up stuff? Like my dog Maiden, she could kick up like dirt, like pounds of dirt would be coming at you. Because of the artificial turf, it's different. She does her business and boom, she doesn't do that anymore. So it's awesome, man. So they're not tearing up your grass either because there's no grass to tear up. It's the artificial turf. You got to check it out, man. Landscape design, outdoor lighting, tree trimming and removals. By the way, maintenance too, which is very important so you can keep it looking super sharp. We are now the pride of our cul-de-sac, and we're at the entrance of the cul-de-sac, and everybody is like, all of our neighbors have driven by and said, man, thank you. This looks amazing. Great entrance for us here in the property. And this is thanks to the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro. So give them a ring, folks, 954-472-0622. That's 954-472-0622. Go to cuttersedgepro.com. Ask for William or Mike and tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. You're going to be so impressed with their work. cuttersedgepro.com. All right. All the pressure is on the Bills. Allen may well choke, and Skyler balls out with nothing to lose. That would be nice. That would be nice. Tua the Truth says, Big O, good evening, sir. Thank you. What else do we have? I just want to win one ring before I die. I'm 44. We all do, my brother. All right, it's past 6:30. That's it. It's past 6. Let's see, where are we at? Where are we closing at? 18,887. Right there, but still good. Still mighty good. The whole damn market is up. It is beautiful, bro. Oh, God, I love it. I love it. Listen, I don't worry about it now anyways. I'm more into a couple years down the line is when I think is going to happen. Blondie coming to the Broward Center March 16th. It's awesome. How about that? There you go. All right, we are out of here. We thank Marcel, Omar, and Alan Poupart. And, of course, we thank Sean Stanley, who masters this entire platform every single day and night. We thank, of course, the Brunetti family. Thank them for their amazing support over the years. We appreciate it immensely. Frank Fiore, of course, Steve Calabro, who cracks the whip out here and does a great job. Remember, we have the loosest slots here in Florida. So come on down the first floor. It's got like 900 machines. They've got the smoking hot slots. So outside, a lot of ventilation, a lot of fans. And so you can smoke outside if you want to take your vaping, cigar, cigarettes, whatever. You can do it outside. But inside, it's a no-smoking casino. So when you're up here in the second floor poker room, nobody's smoking. Although they have these doors here where you can walk outside of the balcony and you're looking out at the landscaping, right? And you're looking out at the architecture, which, by the way, if you've never been here to Hialeah Park, the tradition of this place that's been around for, I don't know, nearly 100 years or something. I don't know what but it's close. I don't know. I think it opened like they had Winston Churchill here. So it's probably about 100 years old. And the architecture here is just something to die for. It's the kind of thing that it's a historic building. That's what it is, a historic, ginormous building. So come on out here, check it out, man. It is really a beautiful place to bring out the person you love, get a little gaming action, eat a little food, and, of course, come see us out here every Thursday between 3 and 6, sometimes 6:30, sometimes 7 o'clock. You never know. We can just rattle it on and keep going and keep going and keep going. That's kind of what we do here. You know how many stories I left? Oh, by the way, RIP to Charles White, who running back passed away at the age of 64, the Heisman Trophy winner in 1979. I did not realize this, and I think it's pretty impressive. Maybe this is just me. Did you know that Charles White is still the USC all-time leading rusher from 1978, bro? 6,245 yards, and that has not been broken in 42, 43 years now. That's pretty impressive that a record has lasted at USC.
Yeah, but most of the guys that you would think that would do it probably only spent 2 years there.
Oh, no, 3. You got to spend 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Well, but
red shirt and 2 years. You either have to be a red shirt sophomore or a junior.
Okay. So 3
You have
years.
to have 3
But
years.
do they play all 3 years?
I don't know.
But I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like when I think
sometimes you get that special guy,
yeah, but I'm
like
just like USC,
like Derrick Henry a few years back for Alabama that
Yeah.
they milked his ass for several years.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that Nick Saban uses you up at Alabama and then spits you out to the NFL.
But I mean, still, it still should have happened sometime in the 80s or sometime in the 90s when you ran the ball a lot. I get what you're saying in today's game.
Well, I
a
mean,
little
especially in
different.
today's game.
But in the first
When I
20
was
years
thinking-
of that record, and nobody broke it, I'm
Yeah.
still kind of impressed.
Just trying to think back to USC running back. No, it's a beautiful, impressive accomplishment. I'm just trying to think back USC running backs because that's the other thing that I don't. Because the only thing that comes really is Reggie Bush, and that's only because of all the.
Yeah, but he's
the
a pass catcher.
Yeah,
too,
but it was
more than-
all the stuff that's coming out right now. Like,
Right.
I couldn't tell you.
Right, and that offense was loaded. They were loaded with receivers, everything.
Yeah, and they always seem to have that the running back that comes out of the
Remember, they had the
backfield, not
fat kid. They also had
necessarily
the fat kid next to him that he ate his way out of the league.
Was that White?
Yes, that's
Lendale
it.
White?
Nice job, Len Whale White, because that was his nickname, Len Whale.
I remember that
Len.
that
Nice
running
job
back
by you
combination.
remembering. Now that we're talking about Charles White, you remembered Len Whale White. Very good. So that's why Reggie was never going to break that record, because the hard yardage you would give it to Len Whale.
Yeah. No, and now I'm thinking about it, I think there's usually the I guess Alabama's really the only team that doesn't do that, right? Because usually when you look at the teams that have a good running game,
They milk
there's
it.
usually 2 of them though. But there's 2
Usually, yeah.
Because you had Ronnie at Auburn, it was Ronnie Brown and Cadillac, right?
Yeah. No, actually, Brandon Jacobs was there, and Brandon was forced to transfer to Southern Illinois. And then he made a name for himself at Southern Illinois. He goes out to the Las Vegas Football Classic, okay, and it's a funny game because that's where he made his name, because nobody was watching the Salukis. Nobody watches Southern Illinois football. So he goes there and he tears it up all week. And people are like, who the hell is, this is the guy that was at Auburn and left. It's that, because they had Cadillac and they had, Reggie, Ronnie, and then he had to get out. And so he tore it up and he ran for whatever. And in that game, one team kept blitzing the other. And so the old lineman coach, when the game was over, literally ran across the field, a big fat guy, to go chase the defensive coordinator, because the rule in those postseason bowl games is you cannot blitz.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot blitz. And he kept blitzing. And dude, I forgot the guy's name. He was a Lions offensive line coach. I'm forgetting his name now. Oh my God, classic old school coach. My God, it was the funniest thing to see those 2 old guys trying to fight each other. I mean, that was a scene. That was a scene at the Las Vegas Football Classic 18 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't know when did Brandon Jacobs come out of school? Whenever that year was. That was the year of the Las Vegas Football Classic. That game is gone. Now the East West has returned to Las Vegas, which is good. I didn't get to go to a lot to that game, but I went to that one. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. What else? Big O, take all his hats to a hattery for cleaning. I've never done. Where is the hattery? Where can I go to take my hats to clean? That's actually a great idea. I like that. Okay, I like that. Jeff Wilson is a beast. Maybe he can go for 200 yards like Lamar Smith did the last time we won a playoff game. It would be nice. It would be very nice. All right, we are out of here. We thank everyone that tuned in as always. We thank, of course, Marcel Louis Jacques, Omar Kelly, Alan Poupart. Thank you all out there. Sean Stanley, you are a stud. Thank you all out there for tuning in. If you sent in a super chat, if you sent in, let me see, Cash App or Venmo. I don't think we got any Cash App or Venmos today. Oh, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. Armando Swaim. Thank you, sir. He says, is Lamar purposely missing the playoffs because of his horrible playoff play, being sneaky to get more cash from another team? I don't think so, Armando. He really needed the playoffs because he has had a crappy year. And the worst thing that Lamar did was he tried to be a pocket passer. God bless him, he tried, but he failed miserably. and his team settled for a lot of field goals. So, yeah, Lamar's not the kind of guy that punks out. Okay, listen, I can pick on Lamar I don't think he's ever going to be a really good passer. Okay, that I can pick on, but I'm not going to pick on his character. I think he's got impeccable character. I think he's an impeccable young man. Really, I think he's a great, 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 great young man. He really is. I just think he has the shortcoming that he'll never be an accurate passer. That's all. I don't think he could ever beat you consistently from the pocket. That's it. So, but I would never question Lamar's character. I've never seen any examples of that. He has a knee injury, man. It's about time. I hate to say it, but he's been running for 5 years. This was the inevitable. You don't run and run and run in the NFL and survive. I'm sorry. Go see RG3 and Haloti Ngata as an example. Okay? And that was Mike Shanahan serving up RG3 because he knew he should have pulled RG3 and he didn't. He kept him in there. But whatever. But you running quarterbacks will die in the NFL. They will not live an entire career. There's no such thing. It just doesn't happen. They all get broken down. They all get beaten down. And I don't care how and even Cam Newton, who is built like Adonis, was broken down. And that's Cam Newton. Very few have his body. So to me, if you're a running quarterback, you better learn how to beat people from the pocket, or you will not have a long career in the NFL, and you will continue to break down. Look at Justin Fields this year. If that young man does not learn how to beat people from the pocket, he will have more injuries like he had this year. You cannot, man. Look, the NFL no longer has a bell cow anymore. When I grew up, it was always one running back that got all the carries. The only guy that does that now is Derrick Henry because, my Lord, God said, hey, let me build like the ultimate bulldozer as a running back. Here, Derrick Henry. Yeah, like nobody's ever seen a freak like that. So, like, that's the only guy. Outside of that, nobody else. Everybody's got 2 backs or 3 backs. They've been doing that for years. You all know that. They don't even want a bell cow as a running back anymore. You think you want a bell cow as a running back, as a quarterback? You think you want Lamar Thomas and Justin Fields and see the kid from Philadelphia? You see how he's improved his accuracy? Jalen Hurts. Now that, my man, that's the young man that is working his way to escaping that life. Cam Newton could never escape it because he didn't have accuracy. Lamar Jackson can never escape it because he doesn't have accuracy. Justin Fields, you're a baby in this league. Let's find out. But right now, you're not impressing me with your accuracy. If you don't get accurate as a mobile quarterback, you won't survive. You better be Russell Wilson. You can move and you can win from the pocket. Russell's one of those guys. Russell would run only when he had to run. And so I would never question Lamar's character. If Lamar cannot play, I believe it's because Lamar knows he can't move. And if he can't move, he can't play. Like Brett Favre can play with one leg because all he can do is work from the pocket. Dan Marino never repaired his Achilles tendon. Once he tore his Achilles tendon and rolled up to the back of his calf, he never repaired it. I don't know if you guys know that. But do you think Marino needed that Achilles to go move around and go scramble? No, dude. Marino's going to take 2 steps this way, 2 steps that way, slide forward or slide back and throw the ball. That's all he was going to do. He wasn't going to scramble around for 4 or 5 seconds. He wasn't going to do any of that stupid ass stuff. He was going to find his guy, get rid of it, and move on. So Lamar knows he can't beat you from the pocket. And so all he's going to do is look worse. And then most people are going to criticize him for it. And then it's not his fault that he then sacrificed himself and put himself in a position to fail. The only way Lamar can succeed is by having a healthy knee so he can run like the wind, because that's the freakish thing that he has in his ability, that he runs like the wind and can cut like crazy. All right, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m., live from Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. See you all later. Y'all be good out there.